And then Rose 2 broke. Dope.
You turn me right round, baby, right round. The stream is working now, right round. Alright. Welcome back, everybody. So, last time, some things happened. A goblin horde, the first dungeon didn't go at all how I planned. But it was a bit better for it, perhaps. So party cleared out the goblin horde, got all the secrets and goodies in it. Baskerville got a glowing mushroom. Bub found a +1 silvered glowing scimitar that lights up caves, and 30 gold. The party got some weapons and shit in there, and they successfully retrieved the crystal, got back to the tavern, collected their payday, and then just basically were ready to call it a night. And so after their their morning of having a nice good beer in the morning and enjoying themselves in the tavern, they're left with wondering what to do next. Where do they shove off to?
We have a few days of break, technically.
True. Few days of breaking, resting up. So y'all have full health, by the way, and all your spell slots and the like back. If you used it.
I didn't even use any last session.
You used your transformations, so those technically count as something similar.
Well, what? You get
as a resource.
Spell slot, but, yeah.
What did Bub turn into?
King Spider.
King Spider.
And
I
utilized it through the whole list. It was fun.
He crawled on the walls, just like.
I hope you aren't, because I'm gonna be turned into a spider a lot.
Skelly being afraid of spiders makes no sense to me. That just seems like the kind of thing I'd expect Skelly to have, like 3 tarantulas that he keeps as pets.
Yeah.
Oh, I love spiders. What the fuck are you talking about?
See?
I keep them in my house. I actively go to the side to get them.
Yeah.
I called it.
Of course I do. They just eat bugs for me.
But yeah, Bob actually has money for the first time, so I'm happy about that.
Bob got the
Free
monies.
service. Come on.
Oh, and because you rested in the tavern, if you wanted to rest in the tavern for multiple days, for however many days that you're resting, I believe it's roughly 3, that would still be 15 copper a night.
Oof.
Which would be an additional, I think, 30 copper each at the moment.
What if Bob doesn't believe in rest days? He can work every day. Seriously, though.
I mean, to be fair, you're a druid. You could just walk out and sleep in the woods. You could just sleep in the woods.
Yeah.
Marshall's gonna roll random encounters against
Not in Asterium, not in Asterium. If you told that somewhere else, a little more wild, I might. You're like right outside the front doors of Asterium. You won't be hounded.
Around for 3 days, like maybe a day tops. But yeah, he's gonna, if he's like physically capable of working, he's gonna be working.
All right. So, tell me, Bub, what kind of work are you seeking out instead of resting in the tavern for 2 more days?
So if there's anybody that like needs help, let's see, what can my character actually do? He could help synthesize medicines. He could assist with manual labor while being transformed. He could also... No, he could not gather information. Basically, yeah, like helping with medicine, manual labor. If anybody like needs... wants stories about kobolds, I can tell them that.
So, I will say, as you're resting, as like you're using the tavern as a base of operation of sorts, literally the next morning after your first day there, the gnomes ship off. Like they just straight up ship off, heading over to King's Landing.
Yay.
And you notice that the tavern doesn't get too much more patronage after they've left.
That explains the rock high prices.
Hey, 15 copper's
Except for
cheap.
the high
It's not. It's so expensive. Actually, no, it is pretty cheap. Well, by Baldur's Gate standards, where you're literally just nickels and dime. It's, like
It's
one gold.
cheap
You
in my
can do
setting,
shitty
trust
rooms
me. It's
for
cheap
one
in my
gold.
setting, trust me.
It's no King's Landing where I have to pay like 10 gold for a beer.
50 gold a night.
But yeah, Marshall. So I have a glowing mushroom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can I? Wait, let me see here. I could cast Identify, but that's a waste of hit points. I will just try to. What do I need to roll to like inspect it? Would it be
I would ask you to roll either
Slot
Arcana
roll.
or Investigation if you have those skills.
Oh, good. I don't have any. So I just don't know what to do with it.
You could cast Identify, even if it costs us hit points, because you have 2 days,
costs, like,
essentially.
Wait, let me check here. I think it costs like 5 hit points. I'm sorry, I have to check it. It's
Bub and
first
I
level.
do have like herbalism kits proficiency,
Yeah.
so you can whiz.
Yeah, that's why that was.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna let you like look into it before I cast anything. So I'll just hand it over to you to see what you can know about
What's your total bonus to it? I think I'll assist you because my medicine is.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
actually
assist
not
me.
proficient in it.
Yeah,
it.
I
Actually, this is perfect for Bub. It's a mushroom.
Alright, then,
That's true.
Gildas, roll me
Alright.
Medicine with advantage.
That's a 24.
Nice.
Very nice. This is a magical mushroom that grows only in dark, dank caves laced with deep-rooted magics. And it is used in not very many potions, but potent potions. It's like one component in a rumored potion that supposedly grants like a permanent benefit. It's like, oh, the potion is rumored to give people super strength, or make even stupid people smart, make the awkward into charismatic, stuff like that.
Right. So after telling you all these, I'll say, well, better keep it close to you then. Don't want to lose it. Don't want to lose that, you know. Oh, yeah.
It's worth quite a deal. So you could sell it for some quick change, or you could keep it essentially for the rumored benefit of the potion.
And by the way, yeah, out of character, I'll say to you, Skelly, that we did identify the 2 potions we got last week, and one is a potion of sex change, and the other is a potion of race change. So,
In case you're interested in that.
Hey man, you never know.
yeah, but you'd be tired of being a dampier or something.
In my Saturday D&D game, like I don't think more than 2 weeks ever goes by without somebody permanently changing their race and/or sex. So, I'm like used to that in my games. So.
But yes, Bub, if you are going to work, choose either your animal handling if you want to help some farmers out, or some medicine if you want to get your roll medicine if you want to roll for making medicine, or let me see. I think there's a skill for that. Hold on. Pull up Bub's sheet real quick. Roll either a so either roll an appropriate charisma roll or a history check for kobold storytelling. Bub? Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
I said that if you want to work, I recommend rolling either medicine for making some medicine for some people, animal handling for helping farmers, or roll Arcana or History to tell
Animal
stories about
handling it
kobolds.
Let's help out them with their hogs or something. Yeah, that's a fire.
All right, so you'll make a whopping 5 copper for wrangling a hog.
Yeah, for how many days do I have to do this for, by the way?
If you're wanting to spend your 2 remaining days not resting for this, you can easily do that.
Yeah, I mean, you only have to rest for 8 hours, so I'll work the other 2 days.
Sounds good. So you don't get 3 inspiration dice to work with. You get 1 instead. Another wait.
I thought you could only have 1 anyway.
No. They stack in the tavern.
Okay. I'm gonna work anyway because I started broke.
All right. So your first one, you spent all day wrangling 1 pig, and you got 5 copper for the effort. The farmers seem to treat you as kind of a mild annoyance for riling up the pig so much, but they admired your work ethic, so they paid you 5 copper for never giving up despite that 1 hog giving you such a problem. The next day, you go back to the same farm, and you stare down the hog, and in a few hours, you've successfully managed to wrangle all the hogs, proving yourself the superior to the hogs.
That's right.
And they pay you, instead of 5 copper from the last days of kind of a shoddy day's work, you get 50 copper from the farmers for helping them wrangle all their hogs back into the new pen.
Let's see. I still have to pay 15 a night, though, right?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay, so that's minus 30. Okay. There we go.
Okay, Marshall, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God. You remember when I gave the mushroom to Gildas?
Yes.
The roll 20 went fucky, and I could not hear anything you said right after that. So can you repeat it to me? I'm sorry.
Yes, I can. It's all right. So the mushroom is a magical mushroom that grows only in deep, dark, dank caves that are laced with magic, usually natural magic or people practicing magic. It is 1 part of a rumored potion that would make the weak strong, the immobile fast, the awkward suddenly charismatic and social, the stupid intelligent, something like that. It would make one person who is not good at something potentially better at it, seemingly just by ingesting this potion. It's 1 part of this potion, and so it's very valuable, and you could either sell the mushroom for some quick cash, or you could keep it and potentially try to get that rumored potion made.
So it's probably a haste potion or something else. I'll keep it with me for now, just in case we manage to find someone that can make potions. But if anyone wants a higher price for it, then it really depends on the moment. But I'm gonna keep it with me.
Alrighty.
Let's see.
Yeah, Bub, you got about 55 copper because even though you got a nat 20 on your animal handling there, farmers don't make that much money here, so they paid you more than they expected to ever pay you. So basically, you got double the worth of 50 copper instead of 25. Because you helped them do like a few days worth of work in 1 day, essentially.
Yeah. Works for me. That's fine. I still made some money and got to stay in the end. So mission accomplished.
Alrighty. And Delon, what do you do on the 3 days rest that the party's taking at the moment?
I groom my horse. I ready my saddle. I polish my armor, and I train. Because really, I didn't gain much else.
Alrighty. So there's the update from Discord as well, by the way, for those who wanted to know and keep track of it like I am. Let's see. So you groom your horse, you train, and what else was that?
There's really not much else unless I'm able to speak with my lady, but I'm still on the course of adventure, so
Mm.
that will have to wait. I guard the red, I guess the bag of holding whenever Gildas isn't on hand with it.
Alrighty.
Make sure it never comes to pass.
Oh, do you want to play your musical instrument while in the tavern?
Sure, by all means.
You could either
Just
go
sit
out
down
to like a bench somewhere outside and see as travelers walk past and play some music, or you could try to play it in the tavern.
I would enjoy either case. If I'm inside the tavern, I don't have to. I don't have to be in full armor. I'll still be, of course, in mostly chain because you want to defend yourself.
Yes.
But you can tell there's a red lining underneath it. So it's like there's like a red, almost like a kind of silk garment, kind of very similar to if anyone's ever seen Santa Claus with Tim Allen. It's the pajamas he wears. It's like the type of pajamas he wears to clash against his white scales.
Nice.
I love that. That's great. Alright.
It is the instrument he types to play. I don't know if anyone knows is what is looks like almost a handheld. It's a hurdy-gurdy. It is a winding up instrument where he winds it and with his fingers pressed on it creates a music as if he was blowing through it, but it is an instrumentation closer to it's like almost a miniature chord puller, closer to like a piano but in moving form. It's a very distinct type of music, but good for carrying around. Just takes a lot of upkeep.
So I want you to roll performance even though you're not proficient in it, because you're playing a hurdy-gurdy, which you are proficient in.
Aye, Capitan.
So you won't get your proficiency bonus on it, but you can still go roll it for me.
Okay, I hold on, give me a second. I gotta log in again
Oof.
in order to look at my sheet.
Roll 20, why you gotta be a piece of garbage? Woo!
Roll 20. Can I?
Okay,
Can I
so
see
we're
my,
I'm so glad I left roll 20 in the dust.
Can I please see my? Okay, I guess not. Hold on.
Actually, I never used roll 20 for voice ever, and I did not know you could.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
kind of wish
You
it
can,
kept
it's
that
just
way.
kind of a pain.
Actually, about as good as Discord now, apparently.
So rolling for profession.
Rolling performance here, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Brr.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
That's my charisma.
So you sit outside the tavern probably, and you begin playing your hurdy-gurdy, somewhat like either on like near a fence or like sitting on a stump outside somewhere or something, playing your hurdy-gurdy, and people pass by and some people drop some coins in. Other times farmers who are making their way to Asterium proper for a celebration of some sort will pass by and they'll stop and tap their foot and smile as you play your music and throw some coins towards you. Let's see. Overall, like, you seem to bring a smile to many people's faces as you play your hurdy-gurdy, reminding them of happier times when traveling bards used to go roam the land more cheerfully and less mysteriously. And you make about, with 20, you make about, let's see, I'm actually gonna roll to see see what kinds of people
Sure.
total gave you some money.
You roll a 0, you get nothing. You lose. Oh, okay. You lose
20.
Good. 20.
Okay, so you make about 20 silver doing this, as the inn sits on a rather nice road that moves between Asterium and out into other lands, so multiple people pass by of different walks of life.
Nice.
Most of the silver ended up coming from a merchant who traveled past.
Ooh,
Seeing
nice.
a white dragonborn playing a hurdy-gurdy for a nice little tune, he dropped in most of where that silver came from.
Fair enough. I was about to say, I'm like, Like, that's a lot of silver for just farmers passing by.
Yeah, a merchant passed by, leaving Asterium.
Yeah.
He had a covered cart, covered in a cloth, with something moving inside the cart as he left Asterium.
But I shan't judge.
Alright. So with your 3 days rest behind you, some of you using it to make some money, Gildas using it to research. Wait, actually, Basketball,
wait,
what
I
did you do on the 3
Yeah,
days
you
rest
didn't-
outside of that?
yeah,
Sorry
exactly.
about that.
Brooded in the corner. for
Brooded in the
72
corner
hours.
while contemplating the mushroom,
no.
muttering,
I had to.
"Precious
I had to.
mushroom."
Okay, continue.
My love, my breath. No, so,
Obligatory Lord of the Rings
fuck
joke
Lord of the Mushroom.
aside.
Anyway. But yeah, so I actually wanted to know, is there any easy way to like do some research on like the Kingslave, what it is, you know, the Lord, stuff like that? I was just gonna try to know specific locations, anything that might come to useful as like,
Alright.
research generally.
So, to research the Kingsglaive, you'd need to either roll history, or you'd need to ask people around the area for information on it, probably requiring a persuasion check of some sort to see who would tell you more about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I can
use
tell
my
you all the
persuasion.
standard information that almost everybody knows, though.
Tell me the standard information, and then I'm gonna start rolling.
Okay. So the standard information is that just about anybody would know this much. If you ask somebody a question like about one of these, you'd be looked at like an idiot. Like, where have you been? But Kingsglaive is missing. It has been missing for about 100 years or so. It is not known precisely what it looks like. Most people have never even seen the item. There's definitely still people living who have. However, there's so many different stories of what it is. Some say a former king wielded a literal glaive in battle against the mighty dragons in the Dragon War, and it cleaved so much dragon scales, gaining the powers of the dragon blood, so that it became anointed and holy, and his line became king from it. Other people say, no, it's a shield or it's an emblem, something you can wear on your person that protects you with a holy visage. Other people say, no, it's neither, it's a cup. And when you drink from the waters of the churches in King's Landing from this cup, your blood and body are changed and you become anointed kings. Nobody knows exactly what it is. There's multiple stories of what this item could be. Let's see. Scaly? We're gonna pause for a moment.
So sorry. Roll 20 is not good for this. Roll.
If we can get everybody back
20 is
for
horrible.
Discord,
Thing.
we can switch over to Discord. Dusk, let me know if you ever get the chance to log into Discord.
Yeah,
proper.
because my roll 20 is just randomly everyone just goes silent and I have to refresh the page.
Mm,
Ugh. Anyway, repeat everything again.
it's alright. So,
Sorry.
some people say that it's a literal glaive wielded by a former king who slayed so many dragons that the blade became imbued with dragon blood and the divinity that came with it. And eventually he became a king from just being the grandest hero with the glaive. Others say it's a shield or an emblem, a protective seal of sorts that you can wear on your person that blesses you with the divine visage and anoints you that way. Others say, no, it's a cup or a chalice. You drink from it, from the waters in the churches of King's Landing, and if you are proven pure and chosen, your whole body is changed, and therefore your entire line, as your genes are passed on, everyone in your line is anointed kings, essentially. There's multiple more stories like that. Some say it's a lucky horseshoe. Others say it's it's a pin, a literal pin that you write with. Nobody knows what it is, what it looks like. It could look like anything. There's so many stories that it's hard to tell which one is true. The one consistent thing, though, among all stories of it, is that you almost always will be able to see that it's. You'll get a feeling that this is precious. Others, however, have said that they don't know if it's because they were unworthy or something else, but they simply saw some who have. It's been rumored that some who have seen it never knew that's what it was at sight, kind of thing.
Okay. So, I suppose the best thing I could do, since I don't have any proficiency in history, I'd probably go asking around with persuasion and stuff like that, just to see if, like, anyone... Is there anyone in the area who'd know about this? Least, like...
Certain people in the College of Asterium would most definitely know a lot about it.
How far away is it?
The College of Asterium is a few hours journey into this. So you go through Asterium proper, and you get paperwork that allows you to get to the college, essentially.
Oh, so I could probably maybe make my way there, but I think that would be more of a everybody goes there. Maybe.
Yeah, the whole party will probably end up heading that way in time, anyways.
Yeah. Is everyone cool with that if we just go there for a bit?
Yeah.
Think of that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few
but
things
then
we need to.
Okay, I'm gonna use persuasion to. Oh, yep. Sorry.
Yeah,
Go
there's a
ahead.
few things we need to bring them to bring to them. So.
Yeah. So, like, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just generally ask people around, anyone that's around the area close by, about this with persuasion, just for some general what's the name again? General information gathering, and then after my 3 days of resting, then I'm gonna go there.
Alrighty.
Just so we can get it over
So
with.
roll persuasion.
Alright, cool.
I'd say roll it about 2 times.
Gotta help him.
Oh, fucking everyone wants to kill me now. Good. Fuck.
You get what you deserve.
Okay.
So you asked some farmers
Alright.
about the King's
I'm actually
Slave.
gonna use my remembering stuff to actually roll 2d6. I can use it
Oh,
twice a
right.
day.
Your racial ability.
It's probably gonna lead to nothing, so I'm still gonna roll horribly, but at least it's not a
Can
natural one.
we do the help action for stuff we don't have the skill proficiency in?
Yes, but you'd have to be tailing around with him to assist him with this, which Bub is definitely doing other things on those days.
Okay.
And Gildos
Bad, I
probably
tried.
as well as Delon, so.
Yeah. So 2d6. I got a 6 and a 1, so I got I'm gonna make the 8 a 9 and the 4 a 10. So I got a 10 and a 9.
Sure about
West
that.
Brother.
What do you mean
Perfectly
sure about
balanced, this
that?
whole thing should be.
Actually, okay, I'm gonna make the 4 a 5 and the 8 a 14.
Okay,
So
much
it's-
better. So, the first day you go out looking, Baskerville, you go out looking and you begin talking to the farmers. They seem receptive to you at first, and then they see your paleness and some of your fangs and all that, and as well as your sort of scarred veneer, and they begin being more dodgy with questions, being more comfortable in your presence, and you're then like, if you go in to ask other villagers, they all just kind of give you a wide girth. Like, they are wary of you. So you feel like the farmers won't
What do you
really
mean
want
don't
you
like
working
to be
for
a
them.
cult vampire?
The farmers won't want you working for
What do you
them,
mean
or they don't want to work with you. Probably that well's dry for quite a while as your reputation changes. However, with the 14, you manage to you see a merchant traveling from Asterium, leaving with a covered wagon, with something moving around beneath the cloth of it. He drops some coins in front of Delon for his music and stops to listen. And before he ships off, you take a moment to ask him some questions about the Kingslave, if he knows anything about it. He's a merchant. He travels all about. Surely he's heard some rumors or of the sort. And the merchant looks at you and can kind of tell where you're from, and seemingly just to hurry up on his way begins telling you some stuff. He tells you that he's heard a rumor that it's fallen into dragon hands, though he has no clue if it's true or not. He does admit this to you. He's like, I have no proof to substantiate this claim, but I have heard rumors that it's in dragon hands. He also said that if there's anybody in this area who would know about the Kingslave, it would be the ancient blue dragon. He hoards knowledge, something fierce. You got a question about a magical artifact or something magical, he's your guy. Or dragon.
If you're a dragon.
Very thank you very much.
I feel like that should be a common saying in this world.
Very appreciate it. Lucky dragon.
And after giving you information, he cracks his whip and his cart moves off with surprising speed away from you.
So I guess I have to
Skelly's voice is
Well, yeah, I
hyper speeding up
suppose
on my end a
this
little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're better
I can
now.
still hear on the.
Okay. So I guess this is all I really do in my 3 days, right? I don't think I can do anything else.
No, you probably spent the first day identifying the mushroom, the second and third day looking for information.
Scaring people.
He's very methodical, like that.
First one was identified, second one was spooking the fuck out of them.
So let's see here. Also, if you stayed in the tavern on those 3 days, I believe I detached. You weren't here for that, so I told everybody to do it. I didn't actually detract that from your sheet. So I believe Baskerville, if you stayed in the tavern for the 3 days, would detract 45 copper total from your sheet. But I believe you also got 50 silver last session.
We did.
Did
We did get 50 silver.
Yeah, so hold on, let me add that to your sheet.
Yeah, I already added it to the sheet. Oh, we got 50 silver as well. I just wrote down the gold because I was like, yeah, I found the pile of gold.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
how much
you got
did I
paid
get
50
again?
silver for completing the Goblin Horde mission for the
right.
no.
Did I get any gold, or am I still with the same amount of gold ahead?
I know that Bub found some gold in the cave.
Oh, just Bob, okay. I thought everybody got paid gold, but okay. Let me see here. So I got subtracted how much copper?
45.
Oh, so I have no copper now. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I do in these 2 days.
Alrighty.
Get high on mushrooms, scare people, and then, I don't know, something else.
Alrighty. So, with that said and done, Dusk, let me know if you can get back into the Discord, and we will transfer back to that. Because it looks like Evan's Discord is booted up.
Yeah.
But he's not in call. Oh, he's in call, yeah. So if we
I
can
just
get
muted.
you back in Discord, we can all transfer back to Discord for voice, because it's a little more consistent, especially on Skelly's end.
Yeah. Just randomly just goes silent.
Over in the second world.
Third world, you mean?
We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We could get in trouble.
I forgot about that. Oopsies.
Devin.
It's okay. The stream is rated for 18 plus, but you know that doesn't stop YouTube from being stupid. Yeah, I
course
said
it
it.
doesn't.
I said it. They don't care about streams anyways. Only actually officially uploaded content for the most
I don't
part.
care about Markiplier.
Well, Markiplier is cool. He's fine.
Markiplier is cool. It's just that what I meant is they only really care about the big creators.
Oh yeah, no. If you have less than 300k
know.
subscribers, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube likes to erase and shadow ban, especially small content creators. So you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They really do.
they like to hit you with 3 strikes and then wait like a year and a half to respond to your email about it.
That literally happened to me.
really did. It
I was
really did. It
bullshitting
actually did.
slightly. I was bullshitting the numbers.
No, that
no.
literally is what
You
I could
did.
show you. I could send you the email thing.
Oh,
if you
that's
want.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I saw it in
Awful.
real time too, because he used to do VNs and I helped
I was
him
just
out.
thinking about that. 'Cause Totally Not Mark got all his content put back, and I'm like, that's only because he has 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, no, that's why. That's why. Because he has the subscriber base for it.
He has enough subscribers that people would actually think badly of YouTube if someone did that.
I believe the subscriber breakoff point is about 300k. If you get roughly 300k subscribers, YouTube will be willing to give you back your videos.
Yeah.
100k is where they're like, prove it, prove you didn't break the
Yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're at like a 500k or more, getting close to 1 million subs, then they're like, okay, just don't say any especially bad stuff. But you know,
Just don't say anything bad and we won't hear anything bad, okay?
yeah, essentially, just keep making us money. But
Just
just
keep money.
flaming of YouTube aside on YouTube, that they don't care about
Yay.
because nobody will watch this. But you know,
We're
it's
gonna
fine.
all fucking die.
So the party ships on, like they finish up their resting in the tavern of the Adventurers Guild, and eventually after their 3 days of rest, hard-earned rest, like they earn this day, they earn these days of relaxation. But Bub chose not to relax, but you know, the party leaves the
Hardworking
tavern, begins heading into Styrium proper. Now, when they first get to Asterium, they find there's no obvious gate blocking entrance. There's simply cloaked figures standing on the ground and 2 very tall towers on either side of them. As you step closer, a booming voice from from above the towers echoes to you. Change the music.
Arthur, King of the Britons.
Halt! Papers and identification. We will not halt. We will not hesitate in using lethal magic.
Do we have that? Out of character? Do we have it on us?
Out of character, where exactly are we going?
To Asterium proper.
Got it. Well, I'm covered, guys. I don't know about you, but
No, that's why I'm asking. Like, I'm assuming I have my paperwork with me if I'm a courtier, right?
Yes, I
I'm
believe you
pretty
have
sure
a
I-
signet ring on you that would identify you.
I'm pretty sure I don't have any paperwork.
no. But I
for
can
this.
bullshit that.
You can just say you're our pet or something.
Nah, yeah, no. He's just my manservant.
Exactly.
Honestly,
No.
yeah, Bubba
Little
would.
toy.
He'd probably think that was fine, actually.
In
So-
Gildos, you can
clearest
you
predicted
have something
gas,
on you as well. Like you have,
Probably, yeah.
I believe you have your holy symbol, which could be shown off
Right.
to show where you come from as well.
I'll do that then.
Okay, so I think we all show our identification.
All right, so the 2 cloaked wizards at the front gate don't actually let you step any closer to them, simply holding up a hand. And one of them takes their staff and draws a line in the sand. Do not cross this. Show us your identification from here.
How could you see a good fellow?
As you say.
Yeah,
I
being
guess you
honest.
just show it.
Like if they're like 10 feet away, I can't read that fine print.
We have means.
Okay.
Right.
Alright,
You have reading glasses?
got them bifocals on.
I would think it would be his cryo glasses, but
Yeah.
Yeah, also that. Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see, identification. What?
So I guess
Should be enough.
a ring.
Alright, so Gildos, you take out your
Yep.
symbol of Bridget, correct?
Yep.
A follower of Bridget. You're a long way from home.
Indeed, I am.
Your goddess does good work. Her followers are honest sorts.
Right. Though, I really wish they weren't on decline.
My sympathies for your struggle. He waits for the next one.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go next.
Sure.
I don't know. Just.
So,
rip the Band-Aid
Baskerville,
off.
you probably have a signet ring or something.
Yeah, something like that, like a signet ring on my hand that I can just show, or like, yeah, something like that.
So when
Over
you
mega
show the
level.
signet ring,
Um,
the two wizards at the front gate look between each other, and they begin clearly having a conversation that you can't hear.
I just
They-
stand there.
They
My
talk for a
face
little
is
bit,
just like, "Oh,
and
goddamn it
then
again."
they turn back around to you, and one of them gets a firm nod. Courtier from Nebulum Court, and a martyr on top of it. Apologies for the holding of the line. Our neighbors to the south, of course, are welcome here.
It's absolutely understandable. Have a nice day, sir. And I just bow respectfully and walk.
Oh, they actually hold out a hand very quickly. Hold on, hold. We must
Oh,
lower
yes,
precautions first.
Hmm? Okay.
They will then look to Delon.
I approach. Let's say I assume my horse is with me or not. I don't know.
I imagine you're on the back of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I imagine the back of it. I guess I won't get much of a praise, get much of a notice outside of Elven lands, but that's fine. So yeah, I approach with a horse, and I approach exactly on the line. Good is a good me. 'Tis good greetings. I have several in which I have a signet ring and of course a scroll of pedigree. I am Delan Oncilius Gillimore II of the House of Gilliman. What is it? If you have time tonight, I'd like to speak to the the Lord of the local area. This is my first time in Asterium, and I'd be honored to speak with him to know what's happening in the local area.
They turn to each other and begin having another silent conversation. This one seems a bit more emotional, I suppose, is the best way to say it. As they're gesticulating a lot more. They consistently point to the high tower, which you can see goes off into the distance. There's a glowing light at the top of it. Sort of a lighthouse or beacon of sorts at the very top. It would be this one here.
Yeah.
Eventually, they turn back to you, and they both give a low bow. Apologies, White Dragonborn and Lord Delan. We recognize your pedigree as well as the lady in which you follow. Her followers are of course welcome here, so long as her followers do not get up to being beneficial individuals in too much of a unbeneficial to Asterium manner.
Understood.
And then they turn to Bub, and one of them actually walks forwards and kneels down into eye level at you, Bub. What are you doing here?
Oh yeah, he's a blue dragon boy. He's a blue little thing. Kobolds. They're right. You shouldn't be using a hog.
Why are you outside? Did you lose your key?
Aw.
Oh. Okay, so Baskerville's gonna kind of speak up and say,
Oh, boy.
friends, he's actually with us.
A booming
You need him
voice
around.
from up above calls down to you, Baskerville. Do not impede the investigation.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, so Bob looks around kind of confused, like what he's never like seen this kind of ceremony before. And Bob says Bob is working with this group of people, and Bub does not have a key.
The one wizard that's crouched before you nods, stands up, and returns to his other wizard companion. They share a nod and return to their posts. Before all of your eyes, you see as a ripple appears in the shape of a bubble, and something seems to have been dropped. Well, Blue Dragonborn, designated as Bub, welcome back to Asterium. Make sure you do not lose your key. When you arrive at the college, make sure that you request and send out a formal paperwork to request a new key, and also admit your key has been lost.
Gotcha.
They also nod to Baskerville and Delon. The Lord of Asterium is currently occupied with other works. However, if he has time to free for the two of you, he will invite you and meet with you himself. Thank you for your patience, and welcome to Asterium. May you be on your best behavior and enjoy the splendors. And they stand at a side angle and extend one hand dramatically behind them into Asterium, with a hand on their chest.
Well, thank you very much. And then I'm assuming we all just come in.
Yes.
On we go.
Alright.
Alright, and as you all enter into Asterium proper, it is beautiful. This is a beautiful gilded city. Bub, you may not have spent a lot of time in Asterium proper, but you do remember hearing stories of the gilded city of Asterium.
Yeah, so Bub just looks around and he goes, where is this university place?
So as you're walking the streets are pure white stone. Every building is either made of a yellow, borderline goldish brick or silver bricks, or every once in a while there's a building made of what looks to be with some lapis lazuli inlaid in it. Like this place is it's expensive looking. You can also see a surprising amount of similar to the ones out front, red cloaked figures wandering the streets. Their faces obscured by their cloaks, but they all have different rings on and other similar garnets. Certain ones also have a pendant on their cloak, which seems to be a designator of identification of some sort. They all seem to be marching about and looking observantly on the streets, and you can see on the higher towers, every once in a while, you swear you could see a giant eyeball float overhead.
Sauron?
As there seems to be flying eyeballs above the city.
Oh, flying eyeballs, okay. I'm assuming those are like cameras, right? Probably, anyway.
You made too many assumptions. Who are you? Where do you come from? Who taught you to read?
But at the moment, most of the people here they're either wearing beautiful jewelry and surprisingly light, or in like somewhat translucent, like semi-translucent, then thin, very comfortable, extravagant fabrics. Lots of the people are smell of lavender and other beautiful smelling scents. There seems to be a color coding as well. Some people wear purple, others wear yellow, others still wear green. But all of the red cloaked figures are the ones that seem to just stand and observe or keep their eyes on people.
Could I, like, roll this through, know the meaning of the color coding?
You may roll history.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. So
Should I roll as
Gildas,
well?
while you are not familiar with the lands of Asterium in any particular way, as you've never been here, you have heard many stories on your travels, or from other people who have been from Asterium, who have traveled to Bernald or other places, about Asterium. Red are the enforcers. They are the guards and the powerful magicians who have been certified to serve in the military and army of Asterium. They walk the streets very publicly as both a show of force and to heavily discourage crime. Gold-clothed figures are teachers or people of high knowledgeable positions, usually social servants of sorts, people who are they're either a teacher or a lore keeper or scholars, stuff like that. Green is a show of a student or somebody who is currently studying in Asterium, or is a merchant. The pendants that they wear on their cloaks or on their person are a signifier of rank and of allowed passage.
I see.
They allow certain people to move more freely around the city. What you can tell with the 23 is that Asterium is a very beautiful place, and it has a lot of rules, which are very constricting to ways of life. However, if you play by the rules, you can go very far.
I mean, I'm assuming since we are visitors, we don't have. Are we also like our mobility's a bit crippled, or? Like,
You're at the moment not. Like, all you can see are the main streets. You can see multiple high rises and high towers. You can see people moving in those towers on higher platforms. But at the moment, you're just in basically the main streets. Seeing you all kind of looking around in awe and splendor, a figure wearing red walks up to you and gives you all a curt nod. I take it you are travelers, not used to the splendors of our wonderful town.
Well, yes. Not necessarily my first time here, but haven't come in here too many times, so it's still pretty fresh to me. Can't say for my comrades, though.
It shows. Only the newcomers to Asterium are so mystified by the splendor.
Well, it's not every day you see a building made of gemstones and all.
Gemstones hold magical properties.
But I do know that some places are restricted and all by law, but how does this apply to us newcomers? Where can we go and where shouldn't we go?
I see. I have been informed that you all had paperwork of quite a high standing. Wrong of the guards to have not informed you where to have headed, but not unheard of for them to have assumed people with such paperwork would have already known. I would recommend the building over yonder, and he points over to a clearly official type of building. It has long flowing flags on right above the front gate on either side of it, to the left and right, and you can see there's a line of people waiting to get in.
How big is the line?
Not too long at this point. It looks like if you got in line now, you'd be able to get in about maybe 20 minutes.
I see.
If you head to the contract building, you can handle any contracts or paperwork that you need to officiate. Additionally, I would highly recommend that you, young kobold, file your paperwork here as well, so that you can get safe passage to the college.
Well, does that seem fine to you? And I turn to everyone else.
Well, that's very convenient, actually. We should probably go to the college, have business there.
Yes, Bob needs to receive his key.
The line.
Apparently.
Considering we're here for business, it is not a bad idea to approach it with much haste.
Right then.
Well, going to the college might be a good idea while we wait for the Lord to actually have a talk with us. Though, actually managing to talk to the dragon may not be that easy either, but, you know.
No.
Whatever happens, happens.
The guard gives you another curt nod and heads on his way. Keep to the main streets. Stay out of trouble.
Thank you. Alright, so... I'm assuming... Does anyone have anything else to do, or we're just gonna go in line?
Well, I'd rather have my papers sorted out before I try to do anything.
For sure.
Yeah. And also, Bub needs to file to get a new key?
Yeah.
Question mark?
I mean, Bub's just assuming that he needs one because they said it.
All right, so you all get in line for your paperwork and begin waiting. Certain people give you a weird look, Baskerville. Delon, certain people actually, you managed to get a little further in line for your party because certain people see White Dragonborn and go, oh, well, please, sure, you can go ahead. You don't have paperwork at all. Oh, well, you can, no, go ahead, kind of thing. Baskerville, you get a similar treatment, but more out of a, no. I can wait. I can wait. Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess.
Go ahead.
I
Not that
wouldn't
far
wanna
though.
get in your way.
Don't move that head. Don't do it that far. But yeah, it's right there.
Okay, cool, got it.
So with those two in tow, a 20-minute wait took about maybe 5 minutes. Getting two different kinds of responses to their positions. When you finally get into the officials building, you find a very old-looking gnome sitting on a stack of books. So he's propped up above the counter, and he has eyebrows so bushy that you can't see his eyes, and a mustache so curly and twisty that it actually it doesn't even bounce as he moves his head. It stays completely in place.
Ah, yes. Eye curtains, my favorite. Okay. So I'm assuming Dahlin gets first, right?
So as you enter, the gnome pulls out a piece of paper, gets his quill, and speaks without really looking up at you. Party of 4.
Yes.
What paperwork are you here for?
Well, okay, out of character. The paperwork was for the academy and for something else. Is there anything you guys need?
I have to get my key.
I like your trading license, actually. It's gonna be useful.
A what license?
Trading.
Trading.
Oh,
Yep.
trading license. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be really smart to get something like that.
And, as for me,
So-
I'm gonna ask if you don't mind, just because
Yeah.
you know I'm Delon and I have to.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You're the face of the party. You know, I have more charisma.
What? Well, you have
We don't
higher
have a party
charisma
face,
than me.
not
idiot.
really.
We don't really have a party face.
It doesn't matter. That's the joke.
The party's the
I
face.
guess.
The party is the face.
You assume that everyone else
Party.
does not have a face.
Yeah.
Oh hey, I can get into my Discord on my phone now. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Is
should
Oh, wait.
be, it should
Is
be
this
up
code
and
working
running now.
again?
I did
Put
see.
in
I
the
have been checking their notifications as of late.
We have fully removed our rate limits, and Discord is almost back to normal.
It's the almost back to normal, which is
I got on
which
my
I didn't
Discord.
expect anything.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Oh, you got your Discord?
Yeah.
If we all can get on to Discord, let's hop into the call. We can voice chat there instead.
Yeah.
Hey.
There we go.
Okay.
I need to-
All right, I'm doubled up now. I need to
The
stop.
fuck?
Okay.
I think you can mute yourself, can't you?
It's okay. I muted you all on my end.
Okay.
Alrighty. Much better.
Okay, there we go.
Everything.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, the pictures are back.
Okay.
Yay.
Cool beans.
Ew.
Much
Fine.
better. Change it to none. Hit reconnect. There we go.
Thank God.
Much better.
Fucking finally.
Yeah, it didn't. Skelly didn't feel like he was like stabbing me in the ear because no matter how lower I tried to make it, it would just go right back to max.
Oof.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
I didn't.
so
Luckily, funny enough, on my end for Skelly, he was actually kind of quiet.
Yeah, me too.
I wish
Huh.
I had yours. I wish you had yours.
It was normal.
yeah,
for me.
sorry about that. I couldn't really control it very well.
No, that's not your fault.
Just roll 20 being a bitch.
It happens.
Alrighty. Now that we're all back, so
All right. You
who
know what?
brings up the contracts first?
Hell, I'll do it. Why not?
Go ahead.
Alright.
All right. So I approach, hand on my sword as I approach, politely. Good day, good day, miss. 'Tis a wonderful day. Me and my compatriots are here for a fine amount of paperwork. This blue kobold needs to get back to his trove within the Blue Dragon, as he has lost his key. My friend behind me, Sir Gildas, is looking for a trade license, and we are interested in contracts. And as for myself, I don't know about my compatriot Baskerville, but I am interested in a little bit more, interested in what other contracts or other paperwork you have available to someone of my status. I hope I can prove that I am a worthy asset, and that you can trust me with these fine paperwork and fine privileges.
So, of note, as you began talking, she placed her hands on the table in front of herself, sort of stapling them. This gnome is indeed a woman, even though it has a curly mustache and long, bushy eyebrows.
That's wait, what? That's
Yeah,
dwarves, silly boy. What the hell?
We're going dwarf style.
And
Dwarves,
the
I
quill,
like it.
on the other hand, kept writing everything you said and only stopped, now floating in the air, as you stopped speaking. White Dragonborn. Courtier of Nebulum. Blue Dragonborn out of the college. And, Cleric of Frigid.
Mhm.
If you wish to have a trader's license, that'll be 50 gold for the right to sell in Asterium. And we will have to survey the quality of your goods to make sure they're up to standards.
50 gold.
He's
I
like,
don't think
Do
we
you
have.
have
I
guns?
like,
That's the real
I'll
I have
have
25.
let's say, don't have the money on me, but I'll come back once I have gathered the necessary amount.
She gives you a very polite, courteous nod, her eyebrows bouncing on her head as she does so. You do that, and the contract will be here for when you have the gold. She looks over to I believe it was Baskerville, who wanted contracts for patronage to go about more freely.
I actually wanted to paperwork for the college so I could enter and maybe even have a audience with a dragon. The
So
blue
she
dragon.
nods at that. If you wish to gain entrance to the college, you'll have to submit a full resume of your magical capabilities, as well as show whether you have a license to practice magic. Additionally, you will need to get a reference from a noble of on high, so that you might attend for studiage.
You need a license? Huh. Okay, out of character. So, do I have any idea how magic kind of is all magic, or is divine magic works differently from arcane magic and stuff like that?
Certain magics do work differently from others. In the College of Asterium, all magics are taught and practiced, even necromancy and other things like that. However, there's only a few places where you need a license to practice magic. Specifically, Asterium and King's Landing.
Okay.
And it's a precaution due to wizard tomfuckery, essentially.
This is an unmentioned use of magical energy.
I feel like this is the early gatekeep in an RPG where it's like you want to do all this cool stuff, but you're not ready yet.
Bitch.
It's like a Legend of Dragoon. You're like, hey, you want to go here, but no, you still need 3 other party members. Come on, guy.
You're not cool enough yet, silly man. But yeah, so is my status of mage tier already count as a license, or
it does not? If you wish to practice magic in King's Landing or Asterium, publicly practice magic without getting detained or locked up in some capacity, or brought in for a hazing to see why were you practicing magic without a license, you would need to get a license, which you can only get from the College of Asterium. All wizards and mages in King's Landing have a college, and they have a license which they got from the College of Asterium from graduating.
Okay, so and the only way to actually enter the College of Asterium is to be part of it, right?
Yes, you need a reference, or you need enough money to pay for entrance.
Okay. So
she told you the free way after hearing you didn't have 50 gold. She just didn't even bring up the way to pay.
Yeah, I'll just say, well, I don't think I have that money on me right now, so thank you for the information. Let me see. I don't think I'll be able to get any of these documents anytime soon.
She nods. As for designations for moving about the Asterium itself, without getting odd glances, she reaches underneath herself as you see shortly after 3 blue kobolds leave from underneath her desk somewhere and move into the backs of the building somewhere. They very quickly come back and hand her different badges. She takes them and places them on the table. A complimentary badge for passing through the front gates. You will be allowed to freely wander the public streets on this first additional level, and keep to the main streets. If you move to the back alleys or the back streets, keep in mind that hovering eyes of the Lord of Asterium will keep a firm watch on you. What happens in the back streets doesn't stay in the back streets.
Why do I have a weird feeling she's looking at me when she says that?
You're a Nephilim. Come on, man. You picked that race.
In her defense, she simply kept writing something down as she said this. Didn't even look up at you.
Okay.
It's so common for her to say this that she just doesn't single anyone out. It's procedure, essentially.
You can't stab people in the daylight, Mr. Vampire.
Watch me.
After filling out some magical paperwork, she takes the seals, stamps them on the paperwork, and you see them give a faint shimmer and a glow, and then she slides them all over to the table to all 4 of you. Please be sure to wear them on your person publicly in a very public space, usually on your chest or somewhere similar. Keeping it visible on sight is recommended.
Okay. And what about Bub though.
Bub gets his pin as well, because there's 4 of them, 1 for each of you. As for the key, she looks over at you, Bub, and she tilts her head for a brief moment. You hear a drawer open, and the flicking of pages, as she runs a finger over multiple pieces of paper, and then pulls out a folder, and plumps it on the table. Former High Druid Bub. Correct?
That's right.
You are a lucky blue kobold to have studied and gained the power of druidic focuses as well as the spirits of the forest. You were hand-selected to help guide the blue kobolds at the College of Asterium by the dragon himself, and, however, due to multiple complaints of lack of performance as well as lack of potency and strength for designated and needed for a leader, you were sent in for a review and cast aside from the college. Is this correct?
Have I ever been to the college?
That's where most of the blue kobolds are. That's probably where you were originally.
Oh. I thought I was just like from the forest.
You probably are from the forest, but you're also probably from the forest near the college.
You're a blue kobold.
That's how you're able to follow us. You know these roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bub says, they did not let me stay at the college very long, no.
I see. Have you learned anything from your time in exile, Bub?
Yes. Bub is now incredibly powerful.
Yes.
Slightly lying.
Well, no, he's
Understood.
level 3 now.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Yeah, he is level 3.
I mean, comparatively,
That's
he's
horrible.
like 5
I can
to 6
transform.
times as powerful.
That's
Yeah,
a
you can
big
transform into
change.
things that can actually, yeah. You know what? You're right. He can actually have better stats now.
Understood. So I will write down in Bub's words. Bub was it very powerful or extremely powerful?
I
It's
think
gonna
he
come
said
back to
very
bite us in the
powerful.
ass, isn't it?
She nods after someone says it was very and writes very powerful. And would you
I
like
love how
to
she
attempt?
literally writes that in the record. It's like, come on. They don't have like a system in place.
When handling
Powers.
kobolds, she's very clearly handling you differently.
That's
Him,
very
you're like
true.
a child. At least it feels like it.
All right. And would Bub like entrance into the academy again?
Yes.
Bub
Says with
would
a
like
serious
to
glint in his
request
eyes.
entrance into the academy. Has Bub learned his lesson?
Bub has learned many lessons.
Bub has learned many lessons. Did
About
not
what?
specify he learned the lesson.
About what?
Don't even know.
Friendship?
Tis the
Are
greatest
these
lesson of all.
Bub's traveling companions, work companions, or friends?
Question mark lovers.
Oh, I know the answer to this one. The answer is all of the above.
Lovers?
No, he shouldn't say that.
Okay, good.
I said the answer is all of the above.
We're Bub's harem.
So
Watch
she,
that, if I
if
evolve into
Bub
a real
gives the
dragon,
answer of
this
all
is
of the
what
above, she writes, she actually writes all of the above. Business companions, friends, traveling companions, and adventuring companions. She, by the way, Bub, are you wearing your badge of the Adventurers Guild, or is that somewhere on your person at the moment?
If I have one, then yeah, I would not have taken it off, probably.
Okay,
It's
so
not even been washed. It still has goblin blood on it.
It's unrecognizable.
so she
Shred.
looks at the pen and makes a point to check something on the page as well. She then folds your pamphlet and places it. She opens a magical tome, places it on the tome, and the tome closes with a smack. The dragon will review your quarry for re-entrance.
I pat Bub's shoulder. Good luck, old boy.
It's going, dude.
Is there any other contracts or permission slips you would like to request in? I believe
asked.
Delon here mentioned looking for other ones that we offer.
I did.
Here at the contract submission building, we offer contracts for land ownership, statesmanship, business opportunities, entrepreneurship, scholarships, as well as entry into the academy, bodyguard mentions, magical licenses, crafting licenses, street licenses, back alley licenses, licenses to serve alcohol, licenses to imbibe magical substances, among many others.
All right. Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you do whatever.
Yeah.
There's something I just have to do, but I'll let you go.
Yeah. So, after she lists that and say, what about the crafting license?
To craft a magical item or anything with the magical tools of Asterium requires the license and knowledge of how to handle said tools.
Uh-huh.
There is a
Yeah.
3-hour course that costs up roughly 20 gold, which will teach you how to use said tools.
Uh-huh. I could bear in mind then. Crafting license. Magical items. There we go. But that was the only question I had. You can go ahead, Dylan.
Good. So he approaches the gnomish person, the gnomish woman, and he looks with a polite gaze. He goes, "I have a question for you."
You may
Well,
ask
he's like-
it.
I am interested in doing good deeds for my lady dragon. I understand that the blue dragon is on good terms with Melody. At what task am I able to accomplish that I might meet the blue dragon in all his great knowledge and power, so that I might aid me in my quest to help these lands?
So you see her lay her hands on her stomach and think for a moment. Her brow furrowing, her bushy brows tinting a little at the motion as she thinks. You can see the quill look up at her for a moment and then look back at the paper and then lay itself down. As if this is going to take a while. So, she thinks for some time before unsteepling her fingers from her stomach and stands up, jumps off her stack of books, and walks off back into the back room without a word. A blue kobold with an eye patch and a stub foot comes over. She'll be right back. Hi, Bob. And then he goes limping back behind the counter.
Okay. So we just wait?
I feel like Bub is like the VV of this party.
Yeah, so Bob is gonna look up the brother's character and be like, "You really want to meet the blue dragon?"
Of course, good friend.
I see. Well, you are a very honorable man, so I will do my best to curry favor so that we can have a audience with him.
And I shall is like, and your attempts to try to reclaim your lost honor is a noble and grand pursuit. 'Tis an honor, is like, to give me great honor if I might help you in your ability to regain it.
Thanks. I would very much like that.
So
Here comes out of eye, doesn't even like quickly wipes it away, no emotion.
So shortly after this exchange, the blue kobold comes back, and you see a dwarf with a immaculately braided and well-kept beard is walking in from somewhere in the back archive. He's got a long pointy hat that drags on the ground behind him. You hear hard, fast footfalls as he walks faster, and followed very quickly by short, light footfalls of the gnomish woman as they both appear. The dwarf stands at attention with his hands behind his back and waits for announcement. The gnomish woman comes back around, gives a nod, and looks to the party. If you wish to gain a faster access under the dragon's gaze and perhaps gain his favor, it might be of interest to you to assist the scholar here with some of his cleanings. I'll leave that to you. And she moves back over to her place. The dwarvish wizard of sorts looks up at you. This way. Turns around and begins stomping off quickly without a word, his hat dragging behind him again.
Let's follow the guy, I guess.
I raise an eyebrow, look at the party, then just follow it on.
So he leads you into the back rooms, through several winding bookcases, and he doesn't say a single thing until he's got you in a room with lots of beakers, some magic floating rocks, and some other stuff in the room. You can even see a dead creature's head just sort of floating in a glass bubble somewhere.
This reminds me of home.
Well then, I've heard from the lovely lady back there that, that you can help me clean up some messes I've made.
Yes?
You see, I have had a rather unfortunate experiment gone wrong in the tavern below me, and he stomps his foot on a trapdoor right beneath his right foot. See, I was given a task by the Blue Dragon to try out an experiment for him while he was out surveying the woods and flying around affecting the weather. He had his own experiment to do, and this was a little lower on the totem pole. I took up the mighty challenge, and it did not go quite as I expected it to. If you help me clean up the mess in my laboratory down there, I think it would be in both of our best interests, and I could, of course, speak your well names to the Blue Dragon. This old dwarf doesn't seem to have very many teeth in his head.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, alright, mister, but I'm gonna need soap and like towels to help clean up chemicals. I'm not supposed to be touching them with my bare skin.
I mean,
Well, I can't help you with any sort of materials, but I can, of course, let you know that it is a oozing creature of viscous quality. A few good magical blasts or so to dispatch the creature might be of much assistance.
Oh, Bubba's very strong. Okay, we'll beat him up for you.
I mean, we could still use soap, though. Afterwards.
Dwarven accent is killing me.
He steps off the trap door, moves over to the glass bubble with a floating head in it. The floating head tries to breathe fire at him, and he simply grabs something off a table, points it at the glass bubble, and it shrinks and disappears. But think about what you've done. And he starts walking over to the beakers and like looking at things and mixing them together without even caring about the rest.
Well, what say you? I think this might be an opportunity.
No time like the present. Shall we go?
Listen, everybody. I have gained a new spell that would be very useful in this situation, I think.
Which spell?
Outstanding. What is it?
That's very good.
Oh, it's Pass Without Trace. If we could take things very carefully and slowly, we could be very stealthy, even if you're not And I just looked at Remy's character. Normally very stealthy.
Stealthily challenged.
If anything, you should be looking to me. I'm on near full plate.
Oh, really? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, even you guys would have a decent chance with this spell.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Actually, before we go in, I want to. Okay, so we're gonna go in right now, or we're gonna do something before?
Well, yeah,
Where's the
I do definitely need to know that. The spell does last for an hour, but I think I have to concentrate, so y'all would be handling the.
Yeah, I do have
surprising part.
I do have a blessing of the forge to pass down on somebody. So,
Right. So who's gonna be on the front line?
Yeah.
Me.
I mean, it's either like one easy or like +1 to attack.
Yeah.
So attack and damage rolls.
I mean, I don't really know how I'm gonna act this time because for some reason I've been weirdly ranged recently. But I think I'm probably gonna. It's better if I go in the front lines with Dusk. Probably. At least I think it would be more useful then. Because I don't have much stuff. Most of my stuff is melee.
Yeah, same. Like
Who got the magical scimitar?
He said it was like an ooze,
It's-
right?
it's
What
in the
kind
bag
of
of holding.
Oh, it was
knowledge
like an
check would it be
ooze.
to learn
Yeah.
about a ooze?
You'd need to make an Arcana check.
Shit.
Yeah, we all.
None of us
Wait,
have Arcana.
Marshall.
it's okay. Next level, I'll have it.
What
Oh,
did
you're
the?
gonna take the get 3 skills
Yes.
feat? Yeah,
Yes.
that actually would probably be worth it.
What was that, Baskerville?
Yes. So Marshall, the
Mhm.
dwarf said it was like a gelatinous thing, right? What
He
did say
said it
exactly?
was an ooze of a rather viscous quality.
Ooze. Fuck. Okay. I can only slash things. Huh. I'm gonna chop that thing to death. I guess.
As you're all stewing and thinking amongst yourself, sort of planning your approach, there's an explosion from the chemical set, and followed by marvelous. And then he turns around, his eyebrows on fire, and looks at you. If you're thinking about casting magic and worried about the enforcers coming about, don't worry about it. All magic stuff that happens in here is under my control. And then he makes a point to tilt his head a little and give a wink. In a very
what did he say,
unsubtle way.
Yeah, but
Can you repeat, Marshall, for me? We're cutting out.
It's okay. He said essentially, don't worry about casting magic or magical things with the enforcers bursting down the front door. I have basically he has a license and he's known for causing a lot of magic in this area.
Oh, okay.
But
even then, I don't really have any. I guess inflict wounds would maybe work.
Yes.
For a piece of gelatin.
it would, yeah.
But that's the only thing, and I can't just burn through my hit points like that.
I mean, you could always like take a bow from like the bag of holding, like the rest of the arrows, and like pelt it from afar.
Oh, maybe we could set my bows.
I'm pretty
on
sure oozes resist all the physical stuff, if I remember correctly.
He as you're thinking about certain things as well, he walks over to a closet, opens it, and you can see a skeleton in there with completely degraded armor. You should be happy I wasn't experimenting with puddings again.
Well, that's a shame. Okay, so how is there any weakness to this being per se?
I don't rightly know.
Asking the dwarf.
He doesn't.
All I can know is that it has a sort of a fume that it expels from itself, much
Oh.
like to myself on a Sunday binge, and it also is quite resilient, and it's a little bit,
Yeah. So Bub's gonna show Baskerville the magic scimitar and say, "Is this gonna be better?"
I'm gonna be honest. Can like
What is
Can
a
we
scimitar?
just can the guy's English be
Magic.
common be so bad that basically Gildas has to translate it because he knows Dwarven?
If you want that to be the case, we could easily just say that like Gildas is translating because he's so bad at common. He's like speaking Dwarvish
I
with
honestly
common
thought we
together.
can understand half
He's like
the
the Swedish chef.
Chicky.
Yeah, I actually say that and say, if you want to talk in Dwarvish instead, then I can translate for you.
Did it grunt mean anything?
That meant yes. that meant yes.
But Bob,
That is the
what did you
equivalent
say?
of Evan's Wookiee way back when.
Yeah, we have a magic +1 scimitar.
Oh, a +1
Didn't it have
scimitar.
a quality as well? I don't remember.
Silvered.
So if you
Silver.
check the bag of holding, it's basically a +1 silvered magic scimitar that exudes light in like a 30-foot radius around you.
Oh, okay.
You
Is
might
it
want to
dealing
keep
special
it
damage
sheathed
or,
until
like-
we sneak up on the thing, but yeah.
Because I'll use it if no one else wants it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
If
anyone
you
else
want
can
it.
even use it except for Brendan.
Yeah.
Because
But you guys
like,
could
it's a
like
much
just
weapon,
trade it around.
so yeah.
Because you said he had no way of dealing damage to it. or
I
something?
don't know because like it's gelatin, right? So all I really have are like very physical weapons. I have a great
I
sword,
have
a
a-
crossbow.
Getting
Yeah.
a silver that with some lighting will actually do some damage to it, especially with the silver addition to it. And I have a breath
Yeah.
weapon, so I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
like yeah, I can't just. It's mostly because I can't use
Yeah,
inflict wounds.
I think
all
you
the
should
time.
use the magic weapon for now. In that
Okay,
case.
cool. Let me add here magic scimitar.
You get the magic scimitar for the session that you weren't able to be in.
Cool. It's
It's
a
okay.
strength.
I mean,
so-
whoever can make use of it should use it.
Absolutely. And you found it, Bub, so it's not like I'm saying anything.
I mean, yeah, you can use it if you want to. I just-
No. Like I said, I want someone. I'm totally cool with you having it. Because I want you to do damage. I want you to be
Yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
with it. And if it's fixing a weakness or something that you're not able to do, by all means take it.
Yeah.
I don't really need it.
Yeah.
I didn't initially want to take it because I'm like, do I really need it right now?
Right.
Okay.
You're
so how
supposed
much
to hand it
damage
and
does it
say,
do?
"Here, use this."
So a scimitar has the finesse quality, so you can add dex to the attack roll and I believe damage roll for it, kind of thing, or just damage roll, whatever the finesse
so I can
allows.
do. I mean, my dex is nothing, so it changes nothing.
Oh, okay,
Well, you
then
can
you can.
wield it
The
like
finesse
strength
is also
weapon.
the kind of thing where it's if you could use either the dex or the strength for it,
Yeah.
finesse weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna use
Good.
strength.
Now it is also
So-
a +1, so add a +1 from the modifier of the sword to the attack and damage roll.
Okay. How much? It's a 1d6 or how much was it?
It's 1d6 damage. That would be 1d6 +1.
Okay, 1d6. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
1d6
scimitars
plus
only
strength
do
plus
that.
1. Okay.
Right, they're not as good in 5th edition because they don't have that big crit range.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. This situation has been. Okay.
The range.
So-
60 feet.
Oh yeah. Also, it's one-handed, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just keep it in mind. Okay, so I guess. Thank you, Bob. I just kind of take it. Kind of inspect it a little bit. So, is there anything else we should prepare for before go in and?
Is guidance
the crap out of it.
concentration? I always forget.
It
and I
is.
keep
It
having
is.
to- It
It
is?
is.
Okay, so I can't. I'll just contribute a 2nd level spell to this, guys. I think that's good enough.
If Baskerville's gonna be in the front line as well,
Yeah.
it's gonna give you like a +1 to EC. Until we take like a long rest, guys.
Yeah. Because
Put
I
the
will
line at
probably
9.
still use my magic. It's just that resource I can't pass without a trace. Good.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace as we're about to go downstairs.
Alright,
Mhm.
Veil of Shadows of Hell radiate from you, making you and your companions from the making you and your companions from protection for the duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus dexterity skill checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. Creature that receives this bonus leaves, but no tracks, not traces. Very good. So,
Thankfully.
you all...
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in the back of the
Alright.
marching order, concentrating.
So I'll just put Baskerville, DeLon, and Gildos up front, with Bub in the back. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, as you make your way down the trap hole, essentially in the floor, it leads down into a long ladder, and eventually you arrive in a rather nice classroom.
Huh.
The only
What?
thing that's off is there's a lot of green slime coated all over the place, and there is certain desks thrown over and and the like all throughout the place.
All right, everybody, roll your stealth checks.
The only thing I know is we're taking things.
Okay, so that's a 21 for me.
No matter what happens. Oh, it was destroyed in the fight. Take
Oh
that.
no, jeez.
So that's
Such
actually
a
20.
tragedy.
That's actually 25 for me.
Not bad.
Wow.
Not bad.
Actually rolled well.
I have yet to roll, so we'll see.
Oh yeah. I rolled 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody must roll.
Okay.
Yeah, add 10.
Stealth. I got it. 17.
That's a 10, so that's 17.
Yeah, that's 17. 12.
Still a 12. Clank, clank, clank.
Clickety clank.
I will draw aggro, it's fine. That is my destiny, I understand.
Just beat the clap out of a line.
Wearing heavy armor, even though it's suboptimal.
What would you want me to wear, Ev?
Not heavy
Weapon
armor.
back.
I mean,
you
he's
know,
on the
You're
back of
on
a
a mount.
horse.
You
Usually
should
it's
wear
fine.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
wear heavy if you have a mount. But if you don't have a mount, then you should not wear heavy.
Okay, so
I'm
what I'm
assuming the
looking at
horse
at
is
the
just
moment
outside.
is, correct me if I'm wrong, a 21, a 25,
Yep.
is that a 17,
Yes.
and a 12?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so
Roll the one.
let me see here.
Clank, clank.
Clonk.
So, as the party enters down into the place, Bub drops down without a sound. Gildos drops down without a sound as well. Surprisingly, Baskerville and DeLon drop down with a clunk and a thud. DeLon, I will say, you couldn't fit your horse in this place, and you weren't allowed to bring your horse into the contract building, so you have no mount at the moment.
Yeah.
Shove the horse in the hole.
Good
He'll
enough.
fit. It's fine.
No, he's just waiting outside.
So, due to the clang, the slime in the room suddenly rolls around and coalesces into a creature, quickly and methodically reforming. As suddenly, a massive green, draconic-looking slime roars at you.
Ah,
I don't like it.
Roll initiative.
Damn it.
so my one roll ruined it for everyone. Shit.
Yes.
Damn. Well, I'm sorry I wasted a spell.
Well, I was not gonna use it so it was worth a try. You probably won't be rolling a 1 every time.
It's fine. It could
Fair
have
though,
been
it was
me.
pretty bad luck at that.
Where's the initiative button?
Right between.
Oh,
armor
I
class
can
and
barely
speed.
see it because I'm in dark mode. Okay, yeah, that's a 7.
I consistently
got a
roll
4.
garbage
Good.
initiative for the monsters.
Yeah, about damn time.
Let's just
We try
hope
to
this
sneak
thing
up on
doesn't
it
roll
and-
as well as the rats.
We win initiative somehow.
Why does this remind me of Dragon Ball music?
Alright, where's my... I'm tempted to go giant octopus, but I would just be strangled to death because they can't breathe in the regular air.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, what animals do you have, bub?
Spider
can I list
King,
them?
giant hyena, giant octopus.
Oh shit, it's big.
I mean, you could go giant hyena. They are pretty big.
Giant
Or
hyenas
spider.
are good for fighting groups, though. This isn't a group.
Yeah.
So I'll
I
probably
think
play
spider
Spider
would be the
King.
best one, just because you can also scale on the wall and stuff.
Yep.
Think of strategy of my boy.
All right, so top of the order.
Yeah. So, question:
Mm-hmm.
what is the slime made of? Outside of slime, you know.
Why don't you touch it and find out?
You don't have knowledge arcana.
It is a greenish slime. From what you can tell, it is a greenish slime with something that looks like it's got body parts reanimated within it, kind of thing.
So it's more of a zombie kind of.
It seems to have been an attempt to replicate something.
Yeah, okay. Maybe
Oh,
a Draco Lich? It does kind of look like a Draco Lich.
Let's see. To think was like, I want to set up something for next turn.
Good thing I just got my healing.
The distance, 50 feet. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna take a position behind one of those tables, right?
Alrighty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it was good. And I'm gonna open up with traditional hand axe.
Classic Gildos.
Yep.
Classic
Let's
and-
go.
Classic
Let's
Gildos.
fucking go!
Classic
Lose it
Gildos.
again!
So you throw your hand axe, and not only does it, so it doesn't miss this time, but it flies straight towards it, and the slime seems to cause a rubber banding effect as it goes like, and then flies halfway across the room, landing over here-ish.
Okay, hold on, let me just mark. Don't forget.
Sounds good.
And that's my turn, yeah. And that goes my plan for next turn, so.
Alright, Baskerville.
Oh no, my master plan. Okay. I'm not gonna be able to go to the boy immediately, so I'm just gonna come right over here, kind of duck behind the table a little bit. And then I am going to shoot at it with my heavy crossbow.
Alright, fire away.
Okay. Just test them.
Nice.
17.
Roll damage.
Oh, good. Okay. 7.
Nice.
Alright.
And I guess this is all I can really do for this my turn action.
So your arrow from your crossbow bolt flies through the air and embeds itself in it. It just sticks there. It seems to not even register what happened. But you can tell that a little bit of the green ooze oozes out of the bolt wound.
Okay. So it can be slightly damaged. Good. Okay.
Your regular attacks aren't completely useless.
Good, actually.
Yeah, that is
Excellent.
good because I have regular attacks after my breath weapon, so you know I try not to be useless either.
Yay.
We should have. Like, good. Okay, I'm next, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I feel like
Alright.
breath weapon should be really good against this thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. 5, 10, 15, 20, and then I'm just straight line breath weapon. And I'm just gonna, so it's out there, so everybody knows what happened. We can all talk about it at family dinner. We just, and we don't want to make it awkward, okay? It just happens.
Alright, so 30-foot line and a 5-foot line. Alright. Each creature in the air must make a dex save. Fails the
What
creature
type of damage
takes.
is this one?
It's radiant.
Oh, okay. That's actually not bad. It's a damage type.
8
But
plus
last
your
time you
con
said
mod.
radiant was bad. Though.
Yeah, you did say that last time.
As a
Oh.
resistance.
Look, if this thing
no, that was
does
the
necrotic
resistance
damage,
that's bad. Like
yeah, if
resistance
this thing
against
does necrotic
radiant
damage,
is
which I feel
bad.
it does.
But as a
This is
damage
the-
type, it's great.
Say trade-off.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So 8 plus your con mod plus your proficiency bonus. So let me see. What would that be DC wise for Delon? That'd be 8 plus con mod, which is 2 plus proficiency bonus. That's a 12, I think.
Yeah.
I think if you drop like breath weapon under your sheet, you should have like a macro ready made for it.
Yeah, on the front sheet.
I
Under
clicked
attack.
the web balloon.
He doesn't have a macro for it at the moment.
Oh, it doesn't just make you one under like, because I have one for produce flame, for example.
Nah,
and
they
it's
just
good.
didn't. I just didn't have it
Huh.
made.
Or-
I have two different long swords, depending on if I'm two-handing it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a breath weapon one yet.
made that
Cool.
save
14.
So
somehow.
Takes
roll
half.
me. Let's see. Increase the-
D10.
okay. Roll me 1d10.
Okay.
Alright, so it takes 3 radiant damage as you exhale your breath weapon at it, and a blast of the silvery golden light comes out and completely encases it for a brief moment. You hear some sizzling, and the thing, you notice its green eyes glaze over in a darker green slime as if it's blinking.
Okay.
As it took see, I
It
believe
took
on a
nothing.
failed, on a succeed it takes half, so 3 damage. Bub.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop concentrating on my spell, assuming that didn't already happen, and I'm going to, as a bonus action, transform into a Spider King. And then,
Alrighty.
assuming stopping concentrating isn't an action, I'm not actually sure. don't
For
think it
for
is.
this purpose at the moment, we'll treat it not like one for now.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
just so we don't stop combat to go look up the
Yeah.
rolling.
Okay.
I don't think it ever was actually.
Yeah, I don't
people's
think it is.
situation. We just kind of stopped.
So, after transforming into a spider, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So, I'm gonna go here and use web.
Alright.
Ooh. Alright, that's a 10. That probably doesn't hit. Shit.
So as you blast your web out at it, the web goes wide and lands somewhere behind it.
You think I could hit a big ass creature with the web?
Bub is new to spider web. It feels weird.
Yeah, I rolled badly. It's okay. And when do
My
I
butt
roll
feels
for...
weird.
Quick question. When do I roll for recharges? Is that at the end of my turn or the start of my turn?
Let me see here.
It doesn't say.
Spider
Under web. It doesn't say under web.
recharge 5 to 6. I believe it takes 5 to 6 rounds.
No, you roll a d6.
You roll a d6.
Question is, when do I roll it?
Okay. Just roll it now. We'll just say that for all purposes.
Spider kick, spider punch,
Nope.
spider
Okay.
kiss.
Alrighty. So, the ooze in front of you picks up its left front claw as it forcibly sticks to the ground, and it moves ever so slightly closer to you all.
Mhm.
As it seems to have to force itself to move there, as if it is not, it wants to move faster and more powerfully, but its body slows it down.
Huh.
Ah, it's glitching. Nice.
So it moves slightly closer, and you see the bottom jaw completely unhinge and half hang off its head as it just drops that open, and you see it breathe out a viscous blue liquid from deep within it.
Ew.
Time to roll your 27.
If this is not white.
Oh, it has a breath weapon. Fuck.
Fuck.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Good
Really
thing I have
say-
reflex.
Massive 30-foot cone, each creature in that area must make. Oh, DC 14. Okay.
That's Delon and Gildos, because 30-foot cone, from where I'm using it at.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, nice!
Table, my savior.
Just shy.
Alright. So, time to roll damage.
40. Boom.
Oh,
40.
fucking kill you guys.
And this is how the party died.
17.
No, not yet.
Not too bad.
Oh, okay.
Round it up or round it down?
We'll do rounded down for niceness sake.
Okay, so that's 8 damage.
So Delon takes 17 damage.
Yeah, I'm down to 11 now.
Let's see. On a successful save, the creature takes half a minute. Each creature in the area must make a DC save on a creature save as damage and is pulled up to 30 feet. So, Delon, you were pulled right close to it, like right in front of it. And right after its attack, its jaw, a slime tendril reconnects the jaw in a disgusting, unnatural fashion.
I wanna
Gildos.
eat it.
Uh-huh. So, do you need healing?
I think Dalla needs healing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
In 5e though, like it's better to either heal after combat or to just to get somebody back up, isn't it?
Healing
mean-
Word is best save for that.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do so instead.
I've only done 10 damage to it so far.
Well, instead I'll just cast that. Searing Smite.
Ooh.
Then I'll go and help Dallin over there. So, man, don't really have a lot of option to go.
Let's
So.
see. Each time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during its spell's duration, your weapon flares with white hot intensity and deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target, causes the target to ignite in flames. Each turn to the spell, the target must be con save, fail save takes. Alrighty.
Oh, that's nice.
Right, and then I hit it with my trusty Warhammer. Hey,
Alright.
Hey,
Yay!
nice.
Every
So
time you're not
1d6
throwing
fire.
something, you always do good.
It's true.
and hold on.
Alright.
Bam.
So it
Oh.
takes,
15.
let's see, it's that much bludgeoning damage. And check its resistances and shit. Uh-huh. Alright, so it takes 10 bludgeoning damage and 3 fire damage, as when you strike it with the Warhammer, the force seems to cause that part of it to squish inwards very effectively, and when the fire ignites on it, its whole body does combust as the green ooze just completely catches fire like oil. However, it just seems to be mildly inconvenienced by it.
Right, it's a start at least. But yeah, that's my turn.
Oops, actually hit that twice. Baskerville.
Okay, cool. Actually, let me think here because I could. I can. Let me just read some stuff here because this is some new stuff for my class. Play. An extra plus 10 bonus. Okay. I could lose 10 hit points to deal a lot of damage to this. You know what? Fuck it. Okay. I'm gonna walk up to him. And I am going to cast Inflict Wounds. So let me Inflict Wounds. Just press up. There we go. So you make a melee spell attack on a hit. The target takes 3d10 necrotic damage. So I roll for that.
All right.
Wait. So what do I roll for this then? I just roll a normal melee weapon.
I believe it should be your hold on.
I already have it written here.
Yeah, there we go. Ooh.
Well, that was a critical failure. So
So it does
5
not.
hit points
You
on
do
the-
not take. You do not do damage to it. Critical failure. As you touch it, green tendrils shoot out from it and try to bind you.
Oh, okay. Good.
Make
there
a
was something-
let's see. A acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay, so athletics. Let me here. Got an 11. I'm rolling really bad today. Is that enough?
All right, so the tendrils are little green pseudopods as they wrap around you and pull you close to it, binding you to its body.
Ugh, okay. I'm really not rolling well today.
Poor Baskerville.
Fucking
Delon.
hell.
Well, am I held at any point?
No, the slime connected you, pulled you closer, and then returned to itself.
Alright, well, since I'm close enough, I might as well, I probably should use a stamina surge, get 1d6 plus my constitution and healing, but that'd take up most of my turn. I wouldn't be able to attack afterwards, I think. Or is that a bonus action? It is a bonus action, okay. So I can attack and then do this afterwards, should I
Yes.
choose to. Okay, I'll do that then. Alright, I'll do the long sword with two-handed, since I'm not on a horse, I don't need to.
Oh, nice.
24. So
Roll
that's
damage.
good. 6.
All right, 6. So you grab your long sword with both hands and swing it down hard at the creature, and you see as your long sword cleaves straight through it like butter, as it takes 6 slashing damage.
And then I'll just roll a stamina surge. Just so everyone sees, and then I'll roll 1d6 plus my constitution, which is 2. Which is 7, so I regain 7.
Yes. Alrighty. So heal 7.
Mm-hmm. I'm back to 18.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Bub, your turn.
I get that its whole gimmick is to get us closer, but I kind of need to get closer to attack.
There's a problem, right? We're all melee.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a melee attack with advantage because of bite attacking. Bite attack.
That's a
19.
hit.
Fudge.
Excellent, Smithers. All right, the damage is on a separate thing in here because of stupidity.
I mean, you can change it to auto roll damage and crit. Just click the red attack thing in the chat log here.
Oh yeah. There we go. So that's 8 damage, and it needs to make a DC 11 Constitution save.
All right.
And it's save for half for the poison. Ooh, it did not make it. It takes 10 more damage.
All right. So as you bite into it, Bub, you get a mouthful of disgusting green gelatin.
Mm.
And as you eject the poison, it doesn't. Your poison seems to have a hard time flowing through the ooze,
Hmm.
but it does
Yeah.
take 8 piercing and 5 poison damage.
Aha. Okay. Still 5 more damage is very good. So I'll take it.
All right, its turn.
So, can't save.
All right, con save, right?
Mix it so spell ends. Unfortunately.
Let's see. Does it say it ends if it doesn't?
Yeah.
Mhm.
DC 13,
So it's
although,
spell ends. Oh, okay, cool. So, on the creature's turn, it is going to make 2 attacks. First with the first pseudopod,
Mm.
and then with the second one.
Mm.
So with the first pseudopod, it strikes at you, Bub.
Mhm. That's a hit.
All right.
Oh shit.
All right. So you
That is
take
really
8 bludgeoning and 12 acid damage, and you're going to need to make an athletics check
Athletics, you said?
or acrobatics to break
Okay.
the bind.
Acrobatic. To break the bind. Okay.
I'm being nice and letting you use either or. Because I think usually you have to roll athletics.
that is
Okay,
an
Ooh.
That hurts. Ouchies.
So as it strikes at Bub with the pseudopod, Bub, you feel the green pseudopod wrap around you and pull you into its side.
Can I use inspiration to try to re-roll the saving throw?
I'll be nice, even though I've already called it. I'll say yes, because I did interrupt you. I'll be nice and say yes.
All right.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
400 double
The gods were
21.
nice with you. They felt bad.
All right,
The
so Bub,
gods
you're
didn't
not.
feel
So
okay.
as it pulls you against it, you get a second wind of strength, and using your spidery digits and weirdness, you contort yourself and slip out of its grasp just barely.
Fucking 2 crits? Jesus, man.
And
Going
the
to
second one, the
overkill.
16, is aimed at Gildos.
Yep, but that's not a hit, so.
All right, Gildos, your turn.
Alright. So, I get an idea. So, I craft a nice morning star
Mm-hmm.
before. So, I'm gonna use my Searing Smite again. I think. Yeah. So, I'm gonna use my. Yeah, Searing Smite. Goes to like 2nd level this time. So that it's 2d6. So
Doesn't it
first,
resist fire though?
it's fine. It's fine. I'm trained
That's
on mine.
fine.
All right, that's a hit.
All right. So I'm doing 2 things with this attack. So first, I'm hitting it with the Searing Smite. So hold on. Let me roll 2d6 right away. Bap. It's 12.
Nice.
Right, and with this attack, I'm jamming the Morning Star inside the slime. If possible.
I know what Gildas is doing. I know what Gildas is doing. That's actually really smart. It's actually really smart.
I could use the crossbow bolt, but I feel like it's not enough to actually
This
use
will
it.
drop a lot of damage, so.
Alright, so it takes, as you jam it, like, as far in deep as it can get, It takes let's see. Hold up. Yeah, it takes 9 piercing.
Yep.
And as the smite burns it, it seems to fizzle, and it just seems mildly inconvenienced as it takes 6 fire damage.
Right. And that's my
Baskerville,
turn.
I'm still in the middle of a tentacle bukkake.
Hey, it's not Redford, so that's not exactly what this is.
Pale boy gets twisted by tentacles. Okay, there we go.
So, Baskerville, you will be taking, So, did you take the 20 damage from the first pseudopod? Oh wait, that was from that was
me.
Bub. That was Bub. Sorry, no.
I did take
No.
that.
Okay, so you take you
6
take
damage.
6 acid damage
Okay,
as the pseudopod
as a
that's wrapped
reaction-
around you begins searing you with
As a
an
reaction, I
acidic
can
burning
deal
way.
1d6 damage back at it.
All right,
Because of my Centaur Reprival. 1d6 radiant damage. I can choose, but
Nice.
all right, roll it.
1d6. Please not be a 1. Oh, it's a 6. Cool.
Alrighty.
Yep. So I deal 6 radiant damage to the damn thing. And what can I do? Like, do I
You're
need to, like,
currently
twist myself?
grappled and restrained. You will need to make a athletics or acrobatics check. Beat DC
Okay.
15 to break out of it.
I wouldn't count on that, but sure.
You're not strong.
Oh, actually 20. Holy shit, first time.
So with your martyrish rebuke here, as it singes you, it burns with a holy light as it is judged for harming a martyr, and using that, the tendrils weaken their grasp on you just a bit, and you manage to break free with that as slime just splatters off it as you break yourself free.
Can I still attack, do anything, or is
Yes,
this it?
yes, you can still attack.
Okay, I'm gonna attack with my great sword because I don't have time to test out the magic scimitar. I'll try to do that later. But right now I want to test something else. So, oh, fuck me.
Oh no.
Can I use inspiration? I think I have one. Yeah, I think I do actually, right?
I
one
believe
straight.
you have I believe you have a total of 3 from sleeping in the inn.
Yeah, there we go. I have 1 inspiration, so can I
Yes.
Thank you, my friend. If I roll bad. Oh, 22. Fucking finally. Okay. So, I'm gonna deal that. I'm assuming that hits, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to use 5 more of my HP to wait a second. I'm gonna use to do solid plus 10 radiant damage. So let me roll damage here. 5 plus 10, 15 damage. Radiant.
Alright. I want everyone to make a athletics or acrobatics roll.
Including me.
Yup, everybody
Okay.
at the moment.
Thanks God. Ah, fuck me! Can I use it to get that 23? Can I use inspiration too?
No, I'm having it be once a round.
Oh, once around. Okay, fine. I
sense.
get the 8.
Alright, so 4,
I use
12, 8. You're gonna use one Gildas?
yeah. It's
Okay,
like
so
it's
that
a
should
fort.
actually be
Like,
a 14. My bad.
Oh, 14? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
What
wait,
should I roll as well?
Yes.
Alright.
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever is
Got
higher.
it.
If,
Yeah.
if it explodes suicide bombs, this is gonna be so bad.
I may have stabbed it with too much gusto, sorry.
I mean, it was already hit by like radiant damage earlier, so
Yeah, I mean,
I know that's
23.
gonna be.
Alright,
okay. So at least one of
so, now I need to roll?
them. Oh gosh.
Fucking hell.
40 damage, we all die.
This is a boss battle I've ever seen in 17.
Oh,
That's
okay, it's
fine.
fine.
That's fine, probably.
Okay, so Delon, you take no damage, Bub, you take 17 damage.
Oof.
It's acid damage. Baskerville, you take 17 acid damage, and Gildos, you
Fuck
take
my
17 acid damage.
Yeah.
I'm at 7
As
hit
right
points.
after Baskerville struck it with his blade, the creatures began contorting in on itself, and it gave a pained death wail. It was weirdly bubbly and sort of sounding as it just explodes outwards like a Ghostbusters ghost.
We killed the jelly dragon. This wasn't worth it.
Alright, congratulations. You have successfully killed the mysterious ooze.
Well,
I hate it.
we did kill it.
Bub's gonna transform back into a kobold.
Bub is lucky that that didn't kill him, or he'll kill his wild
I'm
shape.
extremely lucky that I didn't kill my wild shape. That's correct.
Because if it kills your wild shape, the damage gets transferred to the real Bub. Any remainder.
I know. Yeah, I
My
would've
original plan was to
screwed.
like use my my cause to my inflict wounds with that, so it's like 3d6 plus
Yeah.
plus 10. That would have been
Right.
so much damage, but god damn it.
I know it was resisting a lot of our stuff, but we were able to burn all our endurance, basically.
So depressed was a
So Bub's gonna say, "Who's the best at finding stuff?"
I went to sleep.
Do we all just look at Baskerville?
Oh well, what? Finding
Who
stuff?
has the
What do
highest
you mean?
perception?
Oh yeah, I have
do. I do
11
actually.
passive perception. My perception.
Well, I'm the only one with expert. Well,
All right, I'm gonna cast
proficient
guidance
in the-
on Gildas, and if somebody else could use the help action, he can search around.
Yeah, I'm gonna help Gildas, so I'm gonna use the help action on him.
Yeah. so first thing first, I'll do that later. First,
So you have advantage and a
Oh,
plus 1
I need to find
Oh.
guidance on my character sheet. Hold on.
It's 1d4 for guidance, no 1d6.
Yeah.
Oh, 1d4, there we go.
Yeah, so you can just roll the d4 instead, because I can't find it. Oh, there it is.
There you go. That's a 22 on the perception roll.
Alrighty. What are you all looking around for?
Yeah, that's what I like to ask.
I guess anything that like looks valuable, like looking around, trying to find things that
I mean,
look
anything
valuable.
that came out of the creature.
Also,
Hmm.
things that came out of the creature, because maybe there's something important that came out of it.
Exactly.
Okay,
What's
so after it exploded, the slime and green viscousness of it exploded outwards, coating the whole room and all of you in the process, and the smell of mint fills the air. In the pile in the center of where it was, a sort of a blackish marble dragon skull, along with other smaller skulls, different bones and joints that have been artificially jointed together, that are not from the same creatures, lie in the puddle. Even the dragon skull looks odd to you, Gildos, as you may not have seen like a dragon yourself per se, but you could tell shoddy craftsmanship when you see it. This is clearly stitched together from a lot of other bones to resemble a dragon skull. Additionally, your Morning Star is completely unharmed, and
Yep.
it sits in the pool there with all the bones. In the pool of the slime as well, with all the bones here, there is a blue rock.
Oh,
Keep that.
well, that's probably what was powering the whole thing. You think
It's
about
a
it.
good idea to keep it.
Yep.
As you pick up the blue rock, make me an athletics roll.
Just pick it up.
Backing up.
It comes back to life.
No,
Congratulations!
no. Just basically, you need to check and see if you could pick it up.
Right. Well, since I spotted it first, I'm gonna try. Oh wait, hold on.
Wait, no.
That's a 7. That's a 7.
So Gildas, as you bend down to pick it up, you strain and you groan. You bend with your knees, not your back, and it's not budging. It is dense. This is extremely dense, whatever this rock is.
I'm gonna cast
Let me-
guidance on Dalin so that he can pick it up since she's
Yep.
stronger.
Yeah.
You want me to pick up a blackened dragon skull?
No, the orb thing.
There's a
Yeah.
bluish rock that's
Yeah.
in the ooze and bones there.
All right, I'll roll. It's like, all right, if
Apparently-
you say
All right,
so.
add a D4 to this.
All right, I'll roll strength. Why not?
All right, add 1 to this.
Got it.
Okay, cool.
I
Hey,
mean,
man.
It's
Oh, there we
24. All right, so Gildos, being exhausted from the battle hunt, couldn't quite pick it up. Delon, as you walk over, bending with your knees as well, you brace yourself and put your hands underneath it and lift with all your might. And this bluish rock that is about the size of of a softball takes both your hands and a large effort to pick up. It is dense, it is heavy, it is unnecessarily heavy. However,
the
it
bag
is
of
really
holding.
warm to the touch.
get the bag
You
of
wanna help?
holding.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I get the bag of holding and
I'll
just
be
pull it
right
off
behind
him.
you. Yeah.
Don't Bag of Holdings have a weight limit though?
Do they?
Yes. I mean, unless they changed it in 5th edition.
5th edition bag of holding is different than 3.5 bag of holding.
Okay.
There are technicalities for the bag of holding in 5e as well, along with any other edition, because there usually is. But 5e bags of holding, I believe, are a lot more useful than 3.5, because 3.5 have something called a something or other hacker sack as well, and certain other shit. Yeah, the bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag weighs 15 pounds regardless of its contents. Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action. If the bag is overloaded, pierced, or torn, it ruptures and is destroyed, and its contents are scattered in the astral plane. If the bag is turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, minimum 1 minute, after which they begin to suffocate. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra-dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where the one item was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through it to a random location on the astral plane. The gate then closes. The gate is a one-way only and can't be reopened. So don't try to game the system by like putting a void of nothingness inside another void of nothingness.
But it looks so fun though.
That's called the pro artificer move.
Good artificer move.
But essentially it can hold up to 500 pounds. I don't believe yours currently has that. This rock is extremely heavy, like heavier than most of your gear, but it
Maybe
doesn't
like
break the
100.
weight limit.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Probably like 200 pounds. Okay. Alright, I just thought I would bring that up in case.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
In
not
case-
500 pounds. It's not a fucking house or an anvil.
Alright, so we can put it in the bag. That's
Yes, yes.
So we do need to clean up though. So I do have an idea.
Hmm.
So we got all those, well, a lot of bone strewn around. Like, I was thinking, if you give me an hour in character, I can use my channel divinity to use the bones to create, like, I don't know. How much, well, like, with all the bones, like, how much money, like, do you think it's worth? Well, would I think it's worth in character?
So
All that.
Gildas, looking at the bones, it would be hard to find a seller or a buyer for these. Probably somebody
Right.
very specific would want such a specific
Mhm.
item. Either a lich or perhaps somebody who wants various levels in sources of bones for someone like a wizard or something doing other crazy shit.
Right.
So you're not 100% sure what the going rate for selling these could be, but you do know there would be a buyer somewhere, you just don't know who it would be.
Right. But I don't want to sell like bones wholesale. So what I want to do is use my channel divinity to use the bones as material. Like craft some nice ornate bone armor.
Alright.
Actually,
Sure.
you may
Because
have
at
found,
least you can sell that more easily
True.
than just like
depending on AC, you may have a seller right here.
would you have the money?
I mean, how much do you want? I don't know. It all depends on the AC, really, because my current armor is like medium armor that doesn't even really give that good AC. So,
Right.
you know, just see what happens. I don't know.
I mean, there isn't like a proper like bone armor thing.
Yeah,
It's really more like to use the bones.
it really it really would depend on like the what it would end up being, honestly. I think it is worth more than 100 points for the ritual.
Alright, so
Lay out material, which can coins with value equal to the creation. Tempting to. No, the scimitar is not. No. It would be kind of cool to like make a bone scimitar.
something that's worth no more than 100 gold pieces. Part of this ritual must lay out a battle, which can include coins. Closest and transform into the creation of rituals and actually form into non-metal towards the creation. Put of non-magical item container. Okay. Alright.
That's neat.
Let me
Actually,
see.
that ability is super freaking useful.
Yeah.
Damn.
But that's
I'm
how
gonna
I
try
got the
playing
mod-
that class later.
That's how I got the morning stars. I figured, well, nobody's gonna use the crude scimitar. It's gonna be a while until we can sell them. So I'm gonna use 3 of them to craft me a morning star. Like,
Actually, I may play this class later. That seems pretty cool.
yeah.
Just give me a second. I need to figure out the price of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question to the anyone around: would my current armor count as material for this situation?
Why?
What is it made of?
I'm currently
That's a
wearing
damn good
scale
question.
armor.
Yeah, it
It's
has metal
metal
in it.
scale armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would it work?
No, you just want bone armor.
What? I couldn't hear you.
You just want bone armor.
I guess. Bone with metal? I don't fully know. Oh well, either way. This armor's working for me right now, so even if you don't want it.
I'm gonna go look downstairs for food. Be back.
Whenever I see the opportunity for an upgrade, I go.
Let me see here real quick. Trying to find the price of it.
Yeah, take your time.
So it would depend entirely on what kind of armor, like what level of armor you're trying to make out of this, honestly, from what I can tell, from what I'm looking at.
Oh. Honestly, like, there's enough bone to make like a fucking bone dragon out of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would think at least like medium to heavy armor. Like,
It wouldn't be like it wouldn't be magical. Yeah, it probably wouldn't help me to get.
yeah.
So in that case,
Well, don't speak
Like-
for the GM quite yet.
Hold on. Let me check something.
we could put the mushroom in it. Maybe it'll give it some magical
Ah.
properties. I don't know.
Shit. That's too expensive. Hey, what does plate has to be so expensive? It's not like,
I saw the price of
But
that
it's-
too, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, the closest to 100 is scale mail, which is 100.
So
50
chainmail
gold points.
costs 75.
Yep.
Chain shirt is 50. Hide armor is 10. Leather is 10. Padded 5. Ring mail 30. Scale mail 50. Spiked armor is 75, and studded leather is 45.
Well, I feel like spiked armor made of bone makes more sense than like chainmail or not, or something. It's like chainmail and like scale mail things entirely made of metal. Whereas like spike armor could be mostly bone. But like I could always throw in like one scimitar inside just to make like the metal lining.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Okay.
if you want the metal lining in that, I'd recommend throwing in probably one of the scimitars for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
I
do
forgot
that.
we are full of tiny little gold scimitars.
Yep.
Yep.
I
Alright.
mean, after that we'll only have like one left, but
Oh,
So,
okay.
Gildos, after you finish, you receive
oh wow.
as the bones
What's
are
the chemical
infused with the
resistance?
slime.
Oh,
Very cool.
that's nice.
Cool. What's the AC on that exactly?
14 plus dexterity.
Yep, 14 plus dex.
Well,
Up
actually,
next too.
funny story. Actually, yeah. Can I change my current armor with this, because at least then I get acid resistance. Again, you made it. Your choice. But
Well, I mean, I can
Your
still
call.
sell your other armor, so
yeah.
I mean, I only need like 70 gold total, so yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take it. I'll take your armor.
Okay.
What are you
Yeah,
wearing?
yeah.
Yeah, scale armor. So that's yeah.
I am wearing scale armor. It's
Yep.
just normal scale armor.
Let me edit the bag of folding real quick because that's my duty. So
Alright.
da-da-da.
So, keep
So-
in mind that you now have acid resistance, Baskerville.
Yay! I did a thing. Thank you.
And your
Actually.
AC changes as
Well,
well to 14
uh,
plus your dex mod.
Oh, 14 plus my dex mod. Okay.
Up to 2.
So that, yeah, up to 2. So no, that's 14.
Alright.
I forgot I have no dexterity.
So
I'm gonna
as
first magic
you
miner. Woo.
So as you finish that up, Gildos, I'll take in the rest of your perception roll that you did, which was really good. It was
Yep.
20, I believe 22. Yep, 22. So, around the room as well, there are scrolls, books, other things. As the party looks at them, most of these are rather elementary learning materials for like noob or new level magic users. Like things that are like, oh, here's what a focus is, here's how to use it, here's how to make sure your spell doesn't explode in the palm of your hands, stuff like that. Funny enough, one of you reads something that mentions, here's how to purposely cause a spell to explode in the palm of your hands.
Oh, good. I like that one.
Certain other things similar to that. There's not too much that's actually useful book or reading wise in the room. And lots of things like lots of scrolls and stuff have been corroded by this acid creature that was in here. Let's see.
Baby's first summon.
Let's see. Other things in the room are chalices and like ink and quills and stuff like that.
Wait a minute. 'Cause, like I do remember in like the books I was studying, there was one about like creating slimes and all. So would I try and find a copy inside of them, like inside the library and all?
So as you go looking for how to create slimes, there are multiple books. It seems to be a set in a volume of how to create slimes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you open the page, on the front page, literally on the front, as you open the book, instead of a glossary of contents, that's on the second page. On the front page is an old wrinkled dwarf with a beautifully braided beard and a long pointy hat.
Oh, so he's a genius in this. Okay, cool, got it.
Right.
He's a slime mancer.
But like, what I'm trying to do, like, it can be a bit later, but like, essentially, what I want to do with that book is like, look at the pages that were ripped off of it in the original book.
Fair enough.
Oh.
You'll probably have to do that another time, though.
Yeah.
A little bit later. Let's see. Other things in the room of note is there's a lot of flowers and herbs and stuff over here.
Any of them seem useful anyway?
There's probably enough to make a potion of healing if you had the herbalism kit for it.
Bob!
Well, but do you say that? So Bub's gonna be like, wouldn't that be stealing?
That
I
would
like
be
it, we'll
stealing.
shift 2 points
Would it
towards
be
you.
stealing?
I would be stealing.
It would be, yes.
Yeah, it would be stealing. Fuck. Do it your own discretion. I don't know, man. Actually, okay, so if it's stealing, then I'm not gonna. Let's not do that. It's so tempting, but no.
I'm just gonna go ask him if I could use some.
Yeah, actually, it's probably a good idea
So,
to go ask the dwarf himself.
Let's go back up and talk to the dwarf and say that we killed him.
Yes.
Alright, so as you go to climb the ladder and reach the trap door, you find it's locked. And you have to bang on the trap door a few times before you hear shuffling from above and a voice boom down at you. Is that you, lot? Did you survive? Are you alive?
Yes, we're alive. We killed the thing.
No, either the slime has gained sentience and ate you and became adaptable and talked. Not the first. Or perhaps you actually killed it.
Yes, we killed it. It's dead. We even got the weird marble thing out of it.
Hold on, let me get my evidence. Over here. Yep, that's the one. And he comes, and you hear him walk away, and then quickly come back, and as you're looking at the trap door, an eyeball appears on the trap door. Little worse for wear, but you're all in good shape. Got all your facilities in order. And the trap door is suddenly flung open. And he reaches down, grabs one of you, pulls you out, reaches around, grabs the other, followed it over and over. Surprisingly strong dwarf for a wizard.
I mean, it's a
I mean, he's a
dwarf.
dwarf, of course.
Yep. Once you're out, he slams shut the trap door and takes out a long, like, metal jointed tube and places it on the ground and starts, like, walking while looking through it.
What are you doing?
Checking the state of the room.
If you say so.
He stands up right after nodding to himself, and the long thing, he clicks it all together, and it goes into a gold coin, which he pockets. And he nods, moving over to his alchemy table, takes out some paperwork, and walks over to you. I give you my reference.
Okay. Out of character, what did he actually say?
Gildos, you know he said I give you my reference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, reference. I thought you said riddance for a second.
I give you my good riddance.
If you're having a little hard time understanding him, that's on purpose.
Okay, got it. I am.
He's got a very thick accent.
Fucking hell. Okay, so it's so he gave us paper. Is that what
He gave you a paper with his stamp at the bottom. No name, just a stamp, and it has a name Gildos, Delon, Bub, and Baskerville on it, as well as a formal approval and recommendation to the College of Asterium.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you.
Oh, if you say so. I'm assuming our business here is over, unless you need help with something else.
Well, if you're offering.
It was like 8 hours beforehand.
Didn't you rest for an hour while he was doing the thing? It took him an hour to conduct the ritual?
I'm at 7 HP. I can't take another slap from that thing.
Well, that
How
would
would you
depend
all
on.
like to participate in a bodily experiment? And he begins rubbing his wrinkly hands together.
No, let's go.
That would depend on the experiment, of course.
Right, very good, very good. And he walks over to his alchemical table, picks up several vials and then puts them down and grabs one, rushes over to all of you and holds out a vial that is black.
Is that ink? Need to sign something?
Simply ingest this wonderful concoction and let me document the changes.
I'm
No.
rolling medicine on that.
Bub's gonna walk forward interested.
I'm gonna open
11
up.
with a medicine of 11. It bubbles. You could smell the stench from here, Gildas, even though it's got a cap on it, and it looks extremely thick. You don't know what it is, but you don't think it's good. It's healthy.
So yeah, if I see Bub walk forward, I'm just gonna put my arm in front of him to bar the path. It's like, no, Bub, not a good idea.
But I could get more money.
That will melt your insides, Bob.
Right? You could get more money, but is it worth? I don't know. Being
Everything.
transformed into a goblin.
No!
You shouldn't do that, but I can't confirm it won't.
Exactly.
I'm gonna scurry back.
Imagine it, Bub. You drink this and you become a goblin forever. It would be horrible.
Scurry back. No, Gildas drinks it and becomes an orc.
Finally, I can become my true self. So, I'll say, why not have an animal doing that?
Well, you see, animals, I have to read how they're feeling, and they can't tell me how they're feeling.
I can talk to animals.
I can force animals to talk. Have you seen the manticore in the back room?
Oh lord. No, I mean I could
Did you have a
communicate with
daughter?
animals. Yeah, I
This
just say
fucking-
I can communicate with animals for you, for money.
I'm expecting him to say like, I used to have a daughter and a dog, and now I have a manticore.
So he leans down to look at you, Bub. Not very far, because he's a dwarf and you're a kobold. There's not that much of a difference. And he raises his bushy brows at you. Are you a kobold or a gnome?
I'm a kobold. Why?
Greedy like a gnome! And he stands up and turns, shuffling his way back to his table and places down the vial.
I don't know what that means. What did he just?
He said greedy like a gnome.
Oh, greedy like a no. Okay.
Yeah, so Bub's
Let's
gonna
just-
like walk like away. He's
I
done.
think we should just go.
Well, before we leave, though, even if we can't, unfortunately, test your potion or anything, I have a simple request. So I hold up the book I borrowed from the library and say, may I borrow this book for a time? I have a similar one in my bag, but some of its page were, well, ripped out. So I need to cross-reference what was missing.
He nods, pulls open a drawer extremely quickly, reaches in, grabs a paper, writes something, reaches over, slams down a seal with very little care or caution, walks over and hands you a piece of paper. There you go.
So what's on the paper? Well, that's would be like,
As you look at the paper, written in Dwarvish, is, and with a Dwarvish seal, is a approval of the loaning of the book that you have gotten yourselves, and the volume that you have there.
it should be back by the time I leave town.
Just simple procedure. Need to make sure we keep track of everything.
Oh, I understand.
I gave up on trying to understand what he says.
I haven't been paying attention to any of this for a while now.
It's okay. You're not a dwarf, haha.
Bob doesn't even like this dwarf, so he's just like, nah.
Actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm fluent in Dwarvish. I forgot.
Baskerville should be able to understand him perfectly.
Problem
No,
is,
even
Baskerville's too
though he
tired
speaks Dwarven, he flubs his lines all the time.
He flubs his line. Where's the script, man?
Look, he just came out of a freaking slime tentacle sake.
You see, his grandfather was like a Durgar or something. So
He mixes it with undercommon as well.
That's hilarious.
But alright, so Gildas, you have successfully gained a undamaged copy of the book that you have, as well as a proof of borrowing and approval of borrowing it. And the party has been given a reference so that they might better and more easily attend the college.
Yay.
This is handy.
And you also all have pens to let you roam the public streets of Asterium, as well as Baskerville now has spiked armor of acid resistance.
Now I'm not so vulnerable to acid. Still, well, actually, is it possible to upgrade armor out of character?
It can be if you know the right
Fancy
people
it.
or you have the right way to do it.
I mean,
This
to be fair,
is-
we have a walking Orin around.
Exactly. I may talk
That's a
to
League reference.
Gildas later
Yes.
about this. But this may come in handy in my weird plans to probably fail miserably in this endeavor, but maybe try to kill the Black Dragon. If I really want to. I don't know if it's worth it, but...
You got a nice,
something
you
to
got
strive
nice
for.
armor. You got a nice hammer. Mine's bigger.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
Magical items will come later.
I know.
Actual
I know they will. I know a good friend. I know they will.
Alright, so you
Listen
all
up.
leave the back archives, guided by two lame kobolds, one with a club foot and one with a missing arm, as they
Oh,
lead
they're
you
in
down
red,
the
good.
way. They lead you back from the black archive into the front. The gnomish lady gives you a nod and gives you as earnest a smile as a gnome could give, and simply says, "I hope you've successfully gotten what you wished for."
We
Thank
did?
you, milady.
Yes.
We have.
With that, you leave the archive room of Asterium, heading back into the public streets. Only a few hours have passed, about maybe 2 or 3 total, maybe. The sun is still in the sky, there's still plenty of day to be had. In the streets of Asterium, what does the party wish to do? People are still
Can we
milling
take a
about
bath
as usual.
Can we take a bath and a long rest? Please?
Yeah.
So so
Anywhere
you want to go
from-
looking
That's
around
actually
for a place
true.
to rest, correct?
Probably, yeah, because, a long rest could be good.
Alright,
Fair
so as you're in the Asterion proper, as you go looking around, you find roughly 2 main taverns that seem to be on the main path. One seems to be one is called the Bubbling Brook, and the other is called the Cantankerous Bard.
They both sound like brothels. Let's see. Both sounds like very cheap brothels.
I'm just gonna head inside the first one that comes and like.
I mean, do I want to get AIDS or syphilis? It's really a question of that.
So you're going into the Bubbling Brook then?
Yeah,
Yep.
probably good.
Alright, so the party heads into the Bubbling Brook. And as they head inside, you were all immediately hit with the smell of perfume.
I called it. Fucking called it.
And you can see most of the women and men, most of the people in here are either wearing silks or a sort of skimpy garb. And the ones who are wearing silks or skimpy garbs all wear masks. One saunters up to the party, puts a hand on her hip, the other on her cheek. Looks at you all. Party of 4.
Yes.
This is raise an eyebrow, like see the scene. It's like, huh?
As you look around, there's multiple people being served by different levels of scantily clad people in here. Only the people that are wearing masks seem to be the ones pouring drinks or serving food.
Right.
Well,
when I got my ass around looking for like a
somewhere to
menu or
rest.
something, like somewhere where we can see some sort of price
Yes.
that it goes. If that's the kind of tavern this is, I don't know.
So,
Can that-
as
the
you're
city-
looking around, a person with scantily clad with a beard walks over, wearing also a mask, and holds out a paper essentially to you all.
Okay.
Well, looks like
She
a
says in the
listing-
voice of a old smokerous woman,
Welcome to the Bubbling Brook.
I hate this.
she walks away.
Right.
Courtesy of the house.
This place smells like Nebulum. Yeah. I mean, how bad are the prices? Like, are they high?
So as you look at the
low?
prices, one night is 1 silver. A full meal is along with with one night is 50 copper, and there is a thing at the bottom which says special services are 1 gold each.
Man, those meals, the rooms are really well priced though.
They
One
are.
silver is awesome, but the meals are bullshit. But that's why I'm gonna eat
Does-
good berries instead.
Does Bub even know what's going on? Does Bub have a concept of what a brothel is?
The problem is I can only make 3 good berries, so one of us is gonna have to pay for their meal.
Yeah, no, I was going.
I have
I was
50,
going to pay either way. So
Yeah,
like,
I have like 50 silver and I have 25 gold. I don't know if I'm gonna waste any gold in here, but
so I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
one
you
night-
go and take your seat at the table. Just like order
I'll probably do
the simple meal for now.
You're undead.
So-
I wouldn't even know if it's working.
All right, Baskerville doesn't even need to eat. Never mind.
Give me back a good berry basket. Here you go, Gildas.
I just ordered meal. I don't need a good berry inside.
Good berry's
It's good
nice
for
and
you.
all, but it's not full. It's not as satisfying as a meal.
Yeah, I'm
good, man.
Save the
just gonna be a
Limbus
cheap
bread
ass.
for when we're on the road.
It's
just a
just
fucking
the
bread. It's literally just a fucking berry you put in your
the
mouth.
good
and you're not hungry.
the good berries to order. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
It's like drugs, right? It's like you put it in your mouth, you're suddenly not hungry anymore.
Alright, so as Gildas orders a meal, and the party sits down at the table, A meal big enough for the 4 of you comes at the price of 1 silver.
What?
But my
Is
pay.
everyone here obese?
Oh, but
If you look, other people have meals that seem to sit whoever they've brought at the table. There is a Goliath in the corner of the room who is sitting by himself, who's got one elf pouring him ale and another and a what looks like a fire ganassi cutting up his meat for him, and there he has a veritable just table of steaks in front of him.
Okay, Marshall.
Yes.
For some reason, I imagine that the Goliath is wearing a gimp suit. I'm gonna keep it that way. Don't ruin it for me. He's just wearing like fucking latex and shit.
No,
I always
but
consider-
okay.
I'm just imagining a Goron from Legend of Zelda. With that
Now it's
big
a
belly.
god black suit. Thank you.
But as the meal arrives, one of the waitresses comes over, gives a wink, and then saunters off. With all of your passive perceptions, the only one who doesn't succeed is Bub, who's got a 10. So Bob doesn't notice this, but up in the rafters, a gentleman is walking, taking a look down at the establishment, nodding to himself that it's all going on the up and up, essentially.
So the owner, maybe.
the pimp.
Yeah, basically.
So bastard.
As the dinner plate comes in, pull it up to myself and say, "Enjoy your good berries."
I'm gonna eat the food because it's all there.
You did pay for it.
I guess Baskerville's just gonna nibble here and there for the food. But he still likes eating, it's just he doesn't have.
So the food is delicious and is quite rejuvenating as you eat it. All of you
Right.
heal 5 HP.
Yeah.
Nice.
5
Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't
HP.
eat. So one of you could eat more. And
23 to
get 10 HP.
go. Let's go.
Yeah, 20 to go.
Why don't you use your hit dice and actually heal?
I mean, yeah, I could do that. It's just that I don't know if we're gonna encounter. I don't think we're gonna encounter anything else. You know what? I'm gonna use my hit die.
Yeah, let's see. I'll be
So I'm gonna
teasing that.
use.
Don't jinx it.
What?
I'm just saying, don't jinx it.
Alright, that's so you heal 8 HP.
I'm gonna use a 2 hit die.
2 of them? Alright.
2d12. Got a 16! Yay!
You don't have a
Yeah.
con modifier?
28. Wait, oh yeah, I get a
You're
plus
supposed to
3
add
to
that.
each of those, right?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay, so I get plus 6, so it's 34.
There you go, you feel full.
Yay, I'm back to normal.
While we're at the brothel, though, or I guess it's a brothel, I don't know. Whatever.
It's
An
technically a brothel.
establishment. A gentleman's establishment.
Alright.
Yes,
Uh,
a cultured establishment.
Sure, a cultured establishment. Delon's eating very happily, drinking when he can, but he's basically paying absolutely no mind to any of the women around him. It's almost off-putting.
He's
I
only
will
as a
say,
dragon.
despite multiple women attempting to wink at him, it does frustrate them.
I mean, Baskerville is just kind of paying no attention to them themselves. He's just looking nonchalantly because he's from Neblum. He says fuck it. So he's just kind of straight up oogly and he doesn't even look at their face.
Bob
It's not even-
has absolutely zero interest and doesn't care.
Yes. Bob is a kobold. Kobolds have no interests.
Well,
Yeah, because kobolds
as-
are kobolds. I mean, if this was a
as-
kobold brothel.
Well, once I get my own horde, then I'll care, but until then.
as the resident human here, though, I might actually spend 1 gold. Cause like, what the hell?
Go for it. Yeah, why not, man?
Yeah.
You can go ahead, friend, so long as
Look,
Get
man,
some
you
information.
saved an entire encounter. You've earned it.
I mean, yeah, you only had like 2 HP. You deserve to have some fun.
Alright, so Gildos, you want to spend 1 gold?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, at the price of 1
To the
gold,
service.
The gentleman who's been going around the top comes down the stairs, approaches you, and takes off a top hat. And as he lifts it up, he's got an entirely bald head, and he has a single long pointy bit of hair underneath the hat, which he then puts back down.
Is it shiny though? Is it shiny?
Beautiful.
His head is extremely polished and shiny.
This is a crystal ball.
A gentleman that takes care of himself. It's trustworthy.
Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean.
Hello,
The
welcome
the
to my
man, the myth,
lovely
the legend.
establishment of the Babbling Brook. Now,
The babbling.
I've
Brook.
seen you've purchased their services. Now, he stands upright, looks around the room, does a motion of like a circle. He raises his hand in the air and does like a circle motion pointing down at the ground. And all the girls who are not occupied stand up in a line, as well as a few of the men.
Right.
Well then, which one would you like for the evening? And he places down a silver on the table. The gold covers the room. He places another silver and the meal.
I wish I'd do that. Oh, well, I guess I did.
He repaid you, essentially.
Well, I mean, it is the land of the elves, so... Any of them available?
There actually is a large variety of different types of elves here. There's even drow and some half-elves.
Alright, hold on. Let's roll for it.
You know what your orc instincts are telling you.
Let's see, we got drows, wood elves. Do we have sea elves and like potted elves?
There are a few different elves here and there, a little more exotic ones that seem to be from more exotic lands.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's keep it to the normal three, like drow, high elves, and wood elves. Alright.
The only thing I'll say is there are no high elves here.
Uh-huh.
Oh
Well-
yeah, the inbreeding is not good for that.
They're in the library brothels.
They're the library brothels.
There's gonna be between drow and like wood elves. Let's see if I can like him white or black. That's a
Oh.
drow.
I have a weird obsession
That's a
with
drow.
whips.
Bro,
Alright,
you seem
so...
disappointed, Gildas. You seem disappointed.
So Gildas, you pick out one of the drow from the room. She the gentleman nods and tells you, "Excellent choice. Might I recommend her loose lips?" And leaves the room to you. He snaps his fingers, and every other person goes back to what they were doing, and except the drow who remains by your side.
Right. Well, I am feeling a bit stiff, so how about a massage for starters?
God.
So
Oh,
the
you
drow
sleep.
comes behind you and begins massaging your shoulders.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, you're gonna leave. You're like,
No. I think not.
right. But yeah,
I don't even
I
know
guess
what's
we're
going
gonna
on
leave.
anymore. This food's really good though.
Alrighty. So, as the night continues onwards, eventually the meal wraps up, and not only does buying the services not only did purchasing a meal purchase a meal for the full group, and a room got one big luxurious room that could have fed all of you. Purchasing the gold services paid for all of that and a luxury room. So as the evening draws on and you are escorted into the luxury room, it has the drow leads Gildas to a bookshelf, pulls a book, and reveals a secret room in the back.
Oh no.
It sounds
Ah,
Oh
Yo,
no, I was
before-
right about the whips.
no, before I leave, just
This is giving
a
me
matter of
flashbacks to
precaution.
my
I'm
ex.
gonna leave the bag of holding to you all. You know.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Yep.
So, as Gillis goes in the room, the rest of you get a very luxurious room. It only has one bed, but the bed has curtains that go down on it, Scrooge McDuck style. The bed has
Are we all in the
very
same room?
yes,
or-
you're all in the same room, but there's only one bed. However, there is a large couch which is extremely comfortable. There's a chair, it's cushiony and soft. There's all sorts of things to relax in this room with. You all basically get a free room for paying 1 gold for it here.
I have a question.
Yes.
How long do we think we're planning on spending in the Mysterium? I assume it's gonna be a bit.
That's
Man.
up to the party.
Yeah,
I would
As
assume
it
at least
spends,
a
it's
couple of
like-
days.
It's not a...
yeah, a couple of days. I assume
It's
so.
like, yeah, first day was
Yeah.
like essentially trying to get access to the college. And then like the very next day is going there, like
Yeah.
tell them what we found, and then
Yeah.
like,
I'm
Mhm.
assuming we're gonna stay
How
here
long
until we're
we-
like level
Yeah.
5, I think.
but like how long we're gonna stick around depends on like, well, what they're gonna
Start
tell us, what they're
True,
gonna
true.
have,
Yeah,
well,
that's fair enough.
do. So yeah,
At
let's
least we
see.
know there's
Yeah,
a brothel here.
couple of days to a week, probably.
Another thing of note, Gildas, is whatever you
Uh-huh.
imagine happens in the back room happens, whether you just sit down and talk, whether you get a happy ending or you get something else,
Right.
you know, whatever happens, happens.
And
But
a wholesome
at the
I
end
get
of
the
it,
services.
I will say at the end of it, when it's all said and done, when you're getting dressed or whatever you're doing at the end, you find a mysterious card that was not with you before, has been put in a pocket for you.
Mhm. Yep. Well, I'm gonna come back Monday maybe, so may as well.
The card has a mask on it and says the Masked Mages Society, or more specifically,
Well, that's actually more.
MMA? Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Professional wrestling?
Yep.
I mean, it really was a wrestling match. I don't know what you were doing. It's just, it was wrestling. Masked Magus Society.
Well, then I keep
What's
that
the
in
accent
mind.
fix?
Deck it somewhere. And like, hmm. Maybe try and find some information about that later. Cause, yeah. Anyway, I got my phone.
What a long game of chess.
Yep.
I mean, I guess we just kind of have a long rest. Is there like anything? I mean,
yes, because you paid 1 gold, you get a long rest, so you get whatever you spent back with all your health and all that as well.
oh, okay. Everything's fine again.
In the morning, when you all leave your room, you find that there's actually surprisingly few staff here, and instead you can see a few high elves in the room smoking pipes or certain other things, and you can see the owner of the establishment sitting with these masked elves in the room. The masks are different, by the way.
Mhm.
They're red and look more like ballroom masks, as opposed to the type that everyone else is wearing.
Right, they're enforcers.
So they're not
Color coded. It's color coded.
Okay.
Remember, only Gildas knows that though.
Yeah.
I know just shit. I know Jack.
I mean, I don't think of our business necessarily.
No, it's
Could
none of
try
our-
to eavesdrop.
That's such, that's such a Nebulum thing to do. You really need to stop doing. You need to stop to do things that enable that kind of behavior. You're
Hey,
supposed to be a
look.
changed man.
I'm trying to be a changed man, doesn't mean I am one.
Bob is just gonna sleep a lot.
That's for shadows on every character he plays. What do you mean, Gildas?
Like, you know, secret society shit. Like, you know,
Oh.
the party's back, you know. Happens in Hunter x Hunter, happens in Fairy Tail, happens in Baldur's Gate somehow, although it happens there.
Oh,
What am I missing? Happens in Dragon Ball. You know. Standard fare.
To be fair, a card would have been given to anybody who purchased the services.
No, but nobody did, so.
Hey,
It's all
look,
the
man, you
same
can go to
thing.
the MMS later.
But alrighty, so yes, you could see two high elves with red masks on that look like baller masks talking with the business owner, who seems to be having a rather civil discussion with them.
Your services are illegal. Withdraw now. I mean, we already ate. We're already done. Unless you guys want to. Oh. Snoop.
I mean, I'm not gonna, like, you know,
Yeah, I'm not
I
gonna
can't.
do
I
it.
couldn't snoop you if I wanted to.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
also
not
none
gonna
of
do
his
it.
business. Donald's only
Either.
concern at this point is meeting with the local lord
Yeah. So
and talking
meeting
to
with
the dragon.
Well, yeah.
So
He's actually
unless
what-
this pimp happens to be the local lord,
He's not.
and he's not.
He's probably did know the local lore before.
I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. And his heart belongs to one lady, so I couldn't even like mess around if I wanted to. His
that.
knightly code
I
cannot,
forgot.
does not
He's simple
demand
on.
that. You don't even know that. You don't even know that about his character.
No, my
Maybe.
character doesn't. I do.
Right. Yeah, so it's like literally this gives me nothing. I
Yeah.
have no interest in any of this. It's like, oh, they're very beautiful. Okay, moving on.
Too much of a chat for it. But yeah, I
Yeah,
guess we
it's
can
true.
just
Too
leave.
much of a Chad for this.
But like out of character, I'm assuming like whenever we can have an audience with the local lord, we will get like a message or something, right?
Yes, you were informed that he will meet you.
Yeah.
Okay. And we should probably start working with talking to the dragon,
Yeah.
rat wrangling a bit more. In the meantime,
How are we gonna do that? That
I
seems
don't know, get
harder.
quests.
I mean, if Gildas, if you want to inquire what's going on, far be it for us to stop you. We can always just like, hey guys, I'm going to talk to these mysterious people, and we're like, all right, we'll chill in here in case anything goes bad. But
Because like
then you come
honestly,
back.
I would only do it out of curiosity because right now my entire concentration is on getting to the.
Yeah. So honestly, this is a plot thread that seems fun, and honestly,
It's like a
Gildas, you
side
started
quest.
it, so go ahead, have some fun. That's what we're here for.
Doesn't time though, like could be for later. Honestly, it doesn't have to be like right away.
True. It's all
Yeah.
good.
I thought we were
Like-
going to the college first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Alright,
thing.
alright.
Yeah, like I may
That's the
have had
current
that, but
like
we
main
have,
goal is to get to the college.
Think of it as a side quest. A side
Yeah.
quest is
Yeah.
present, and you can do that if you want. I mean, we're gonna be here for a while, and we've got enough gold,
Yeah.
gold/silver to stay with some time.
Just fuck around, yeah.
True.
Plus, we also got a bunch of gear that we never sold from all those dumb
Oh,
goblins.
That's
orcs.
also true. We gotta get a freaking trader's license. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
Like-
sell them, but like
Honestly, I
like-
think that should be our next. Legitimately, aside from the dragon, I think that's our next big goal. Is like if this guy can help us get the trading license, maybe
Yeah.
like some fun stuff. We can do that, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because that would be super useful, being able to sell and trade goods and do whatever. on
Yeah,
our
it would actually help
adventures.
a lot with money.
Because we got to pay for King's Landing somehow.
We gotta pay for New York. I mean, King's Landing.
Exactly. Where it's like a $4,000 a month rent or some crazy crap like that.
Oh, yay!
Oh, I just
Guess I'm gonna
realized something.
starve to death.
Mm.
Gildas actually has a passive perception high enough to hear it anyways.
Oh, okay.
Let it
Yeah,
happen.
fun.
Roll
I guess
Fizzle
I'm
Beef.
out.
So he doesn't even need
We're
to
just
roll
gonna-
anything. He can just hear it just from across the room.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna kind of sit down, grab a beer, and like Gildas can hear it.
Whatever.
Oh.
I'm gonna,
Alright.
yeah. I'll just play some music.
Yep.
So Gildas, from across the room, you can hear them discussing in a not quietly, but more like amongst themselves. Just not they're not hush hush, but they're not hiding, but they're not be speaking loudly either. Of course. I've thoroughly vetted every single employee under my house. I could promise you none of them are of any sort of relation to that. There are no high elves under my employ. We understand that you keep saying such a thing. However, we have on good authority that she was last seen heading into your establishment. Multiple sources have said so, and we have corroborated said sources. Checking the allegations, and all of them are true. Even the hovering eyes have witnessed it. And I'm telling you that if you want to look among all my girls, probe every single one of them, that's a gold each. But still, the other thing of worth that I'm saying is I ain't got a high elf here. I can show you if you want. One of them tugs at his collar. There's no need for that. Another one nods resolutely. If you won't be so kind. Alright, I'll show you the merchandise. He stands up and begins walking out of the room before coming back with a book. He plumps it on the table. Alright, that's every girl. Their faces, tidbits, personalities, likes, everything. The one who nodded resolutely looks down at it in obvious frustration.
Wish I could hear. And part of me wishes to hear this because that's a quest. Delon, here's a quest.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually mention that once it's done.
Yeah.
But actually, while they're talking, I'm gonna say out loud, like so that the party can hear that. Say, well, whether she was employed there or not, that's still a missing person, is what I assume. So, and then I like give a side glance over to the guys over there.
How do they differentiate between wood elves and high elves exactly?
Blood and stuff. Do we really need to know?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
need to know.
let's not dive too deep into that.
Right.
There is a very obvious tell.
They look different.
They do. They legitimately look different. High elves have
they
a
do.
very different look and appearance to them than wood elves. Just as drows are
High
very
elves?
different from them as well.
So,
High elves are inbred in a royal way.
Right. Basically, yeah, in a royal way. So
Wood elves
Gildas
tend
looks
to have
blonde.
like yellower, more goldish looking skin. High elves tend to
Oh.
be whiter and have blonder hair, whereas wood elves tend to have more
Like
earthen colored
brown.
hairs mixing with their yellowish, tannish skin color.
Oh, so essentially just the difference is one of them is hickey and the other one.
Mhm.
Essentially.
Honestly, I just imagine Oblivion really for the the Elder Scrolls really for the racial difference between like Drow, High Elves, and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow,
So-
not brown.
Something of note is that the Lord of Asterium is not a high elf.
Uh-huh.
Oh?
Everybody knows this. He's a wood elf.
Okay. Guess.
Let's see. So you basically glance over to our party and say like what? Hey, something's going on.
It seems that the guards over there are looking for a person, may be employed here, but seems the owner denies anything.
Then if it is something that can be undone, it is a noble quest. And he immediately like jumps up and walks over.
It could be a good way for us. Oh, he already left the chair.
So, Delon, as you walk over, you can see the business owner of this establishment is sitting, sipping some, what you could tell is some tea. The two the two high elves here, there's two red cloaks hanging off the back of their chairs. And they're sitting looking at the pages with an obvious look of like embarrassment. The other is looking at it with the seriousness that his job would take. and is flipping pages, and you can see all the parts of women, full of dossier of like their personality, their parts, everything, on the pages. He's flipping multiple pages and looking very closely, trying to tell something.
Excuse me. I coughed into my-
The guard doesn't look up at you, keeps looking at the pages. Yes, can we help you? We're on official business. The business owner immediately stands up, puts his tea down, turns around to you. Ah, I hope that you enjoyed your lovely stay in my lovely establishment.
'Twas a lovely room, but I was asking the individuals in front of me. I heard that perhaps, forgive me, from one of my compatriots, that you are looking for someone who is missing. As a honorable dragonborn, I am in any need of help. I would be honored to help you in such cause.
As you disregard the business owner, he just sort of gives you a look, sits down and grabs his tea and starts sipping it again. Sort of, how dare, oh, you don't want to talk to me? Fine, I won't talk to you.
I said the room was lovely.
You did. The one still looking at the book, keeps looking, and the one that is looking embarrassed breaks eye contact from the book and looks up at you. We are indeed looking for a missing person. He opens his hand, touches his ring, as a projection appears out of the ring of a beautiful elvish woman.
Jedi?
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Exactly.
Have you seen this woman?
Roll, I guess, whatever I gotta do to try and memorize the features.
Let's see. I'll just say, roll perception. I'll say for that.
9.
A 9? Okay. You have not seen this person anywhere in particular. They don't stick out to you as somebody of too much note. However, the things of note on their person that you can see, Delon, and you notice this as a noble yourself, is noble clothing, a noble bearing, and and as well as a simple a sigil of a house.
You know, since I can still hear them from over there, when he shows the image, I'm gonna look at it as well and see, like, if I didn't happen to see her in the back room somehow. It's like, you could deny that, but you never know. So
roll perception.
14.
I'll take the 15 because that's your passive. It's higher. So with your passive, as you look at it, first seeing it passively, then stop, then looking actively. Don't bite me, you're a bitch. Then looking actively. This person looks extremely beautiful. However, Gilda, something about their appearance looks oddly familiar.
Wait a second. Okay.
However, the last time you saw those curves and those proportions was on a drow.
Yeah. I don't think I can roll perception. Marshall, so I don't have perception, I can't roll in this case.
No, you'd have to take your passive.
My passive is 11. I've never seen this fucking lady in my life.
Nope.
Well, I'm gonna pull aside the owner once the guards are gone.
The guards finish looking through the book, close it, and chuck it at the owner, who, without missing a beat, catches it and puts it under his arm. I do hope that such a search for the woman in question goes fruitfully, but as you can see, I have no woman of such under my employ. The guards stand up,
Okay,
grab their
so-
cloaks, putting them back around themselves, pull the hoods up, and begin leaving. Don't think we haven't. We won't be back. We'll get the right paperwork so that we can actually look at your girls. Oh yes, I'm sure.
Alright.
All right. So, as this is going on, Baskerville just kind of looks over, Gildas, and just kind of says, "Okay, I don't really know what this is all about exactly, but knowing people that try to be sneaky, they could just be using magic."
The business owner waits for them to leave, gives a courteous bow to the party, picks up his teacup, and makes his way back around to the counter, where he sits down, opens up a newspaper, and begins reading it.
Well, as he does
I could
that,
be wrong.
I'm heading to the counter, and it's gonna go and
He immediately closes the newspaper and looks up at you. Ah, yes, the lovely gentleman who purchased the fine goods. What can I do for you?
you see, you can do something really great for me. I have heard the whole story over there, and I do have a question about the fine goods I purchased yesterday. Like I do the air quotes when I say purchased. Just like now, correct me if I'm wrong, but why would a woman of supposed, stature and all, disguise herself as a drow and hide inside this tavern?
I can't rightly say. It's an interesting question that I don't have the answer to.
What could I have command just in case?
I mean, I can come up with several reasons why, but
Right.
they would all be out of character because my character doesn't have the necessary information to come to these conclusions. So right now he's just chugging beer.
Look, I'm not here to. Well, she probably has a reason, right? But I'd like to know whether that's something that should be hidden or not.
I know of nothing being hidden. My girls hide nothing from me.
You're lying.
Right. See, the problem is, it's not the kind of person I like dealing with. It's like. Hold on.
This is definitely not the kind of person Gildas likes.
Out of character. What are you trying to get out of him?
Well, no, I actually have a question. One. Well then,
Okay.
let's assume this is not the person they're looking for. They must have told you why they were looking for them, right?
Of course. Multiple of my competitors would of course run my name with smeary slander and say certain things that would be scandalous.
Right.
Such bold accusations that I would be housing a high elf under my establishment, breaking laws and traditions. I would never do such a thing.
Yeah, because
After all,
I
I'm
also
a businessman in the lands of Asteria. Following the rules and contracts is always the way of things. Break a contract? Lose your rights.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I got a better idea. So I'm just gonna.
If it gets the lawn involved, I'm all for it.
No, well, I think. See,
mean-
my better idea is just to outright hire her again.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. Actually, I had an idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so one idea was essentially like grabbing the book and trying to find the girl that you slept with on the book, because if she's not there, then there's a pretty good chance that she was actually someone that snuck in and tried to I don't know, maybe deliver this message to some reason. But that would be essentially like a hightail to like show that she wasn't one of his girls in the place.
Right.
You know?
I guess the issue is like, yeah, bought the book publicly available though.
Yeah.
It's probably not.
Right.
If you noticed, he took it with him, and it's not currently visible.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Well.
So let's just like stand up like about the party. Well, and say like just before say, oh, I take your word for it, but let's hope you really don't hire high elves.
No, I would never hire a high elf. I've worked very hard to have my place and own my establishment. I wouldn't throw
Right.
it all away for potentially valuable goods.
Right. And I wouldn't want to be a patron of an establishment
I mean,
that's outside the
ba-
law.
I mean, yeah. Also, basically, all he had to do was just get a high elf and then have her drink a potion of race change.
Right. That too.
Also that.
And then potentially her body goods is still the same, but now it's a drow.
Actually, well, I guess it's gonna be like an Arcana check anyway, so.
Yeah.
But I retract my question.
You're in Asterium, there's a lot of Arcana checks.
Damn it.
Okay.
One
Let
more-
me think.
two
let
more
me
levels.
Let me thunk.
I can't believe we're spending this time on it, but sure.
Well, we can always come back here later today.
Right.
See if we can go with the same woman.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the night, so just gonna.
It is clear the business establishment is nearly empty during the early morning hours, as you can see.
Exactly. So I
Ain't no
be some
point,
rebel. Need it.
doing that, so. It's good to do the college, like, get things sorted out,
Yeah.
and then we can come back.
Talk to a really big blue lizard.
Alrighty, so the party leaves the tavern and begins making their way to the college. They're stopped at the gate as the Red Wizard stop them, ask for their paperwork and their sources of reference, then see them, nod, and let them through, as a similar rippling happens in the air on the outside of the gate. The party leaves and they're back in the woods. They can see a tower going all the way past the clouds in the distance.
Ostentatious. I like it.
It's even taller than the tower in Asterium proper.
I mean, also,
It has a
question-
perpetual storm above it as well.
Yeah. With my passive perception, do I notice anything interesting in any way in the forest around the college, or is everything just normal as forest?
There's a surprising lack of wild creatures in the area.
Oh, okay. I guess. They
Let's
can smell
see.
fear.
Let's see. With a passive perception of 15,
11.
I will say, looking at the party's passive perception, Delon and Gildos, you both see bears walking on 2 feet in the woods, as well as what looks like a creature walking on 4 legs with 2 heads. But they just kind of like go about in the woods, leaving you alone.
Oh, look, it's Jimmy. That's what the potion does.
But alright, I'm going to need... And this can only be rolled once. I'm going to need a survival check or a nature check or some other check to navigate through the woods to get to the college.
You're funny.
Druid man.
nature.
Does insight help at all? I don't think it does.
Not here. Not unless you could find a reason why insight would help you get through the woods safely.
Okay. Athletics, maybe. I think athletics would help me because then I'd be able to like be perspicuous trees.
So you're saying if you roll athletics, you can climb a tree, which might help you scout a path easier?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could work. Actually, I can do that by default because I have spider claw.
Hmm.
But then I don't have anything to roll necessarily.
Keep in mind, when you roll this, the next check that you might have to make, you won't be able to roll that same skill again.
What?
Skill challenge.
Okay. I can't just roll base wisdom.
I
It
have
wouldn't be useful
survival and
Yeah,
nature.
Because that's the only thing I can do other than.
That's alright, if one party member wants to roll it. If you don't have that skill, it's fine.
But
Let
should be made for that.
The guy
All my
down.
skills are social. I can't do this.
That's fine. So
Yeah, I'm
people
just
who
gonna roll.
have any of the skills to help them through the woods, just roll them. Whichever one you have. But remember, you can't roll that for the next skill check.
If I can get let assistance.
I'm gonna give you guidance.
Yeah. I guess I'll just roll it before.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, 3, and then what's
Nature
better,
or survival?
survival or nature? Wait, I have to roll survival, right?
Or nature.
Okay, I'll roll nature first. Oh, there we go.
Oh, cool.
Alright.
There we go.
26.
Very good. So, with Bub's guidance, because he knows these woods, he leads you through the trails, and he keeps you off from venturing off. Anytime you venture off, similar to Gollum, he just grabs you, pulls you back. Don't go that way if you want to live. Don't get eat. You won't get eaten, kind of thing. Many good kobolds get eaten by venturing off.
True.
They're ADHD.
Even though that's
And
literally what I ended up doing.
You were the lucky one, Bub.
Hey,
That's
Bub, you're the
right.
druid.
Good
It's, you're the one who's supposed to wander off every once in a while.
True.
You learned your lesson.
So luckily, Bub got a nat 20. So Bub guides you all 100% safely through the woods, and in record time, you all reach a extremely tall tower that is the size of a mountain, both in width and height.
Cool.
It's also raining outside.
I mean, the
You
east
can
could-
you can legitimately see a line. You can see where the rain is and where it isn't.
Oh, shit.
blame the storm at the top of the tower.
So we just show ourselves in? Is there any...
There is no guard, but as you there is a front door, a large wooden door.
Oh, okay. So just knock on it.
So as you knock on the large wooden door in front of you, we're getting close to wrapping up, so don't worry about that too badly.
Good.
As you knock on the large wooden door in front of you, you all see as something begins floating down from the sky. It looks like a gaping mouth with lots of eyeballs.
Oh god.
Ah, I see.
It
I don't like
floats in front of you, and its mouth begins moving as a new voice comes out of it.
Hi.
Welcome to the College of Asterium. Papers.
You have no hands. How do you hold them?
Do we just hold it in front of you?
It has telekinesis, and it's what I think.
Oh,
it
that's
is.
true. It does have telekinesis. Beholders
Oh,
are
yeah,
awesome.
They
Oh
are.
yeah, holders can literally
actually.
just hold things without hands. I forgot. So I guess...
Aren't there like better beholders too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Several versions of that as well.
There's necrotic beholders.
So as you hold out your papers to it, its eyes scan over them all, and it then floats back up into the heavens. There's a as the door opens, And as you look inside, you can see torches lighting up a cave that is massive, like so much bigger than it should be, and for even the size of the mountain here. And you could see blue kobolds moving about all over the place, either sorting books, sorting rocks, sorting other things or dead creatures' parts. You could see lots of wizards with big pointy hats, lots of people wearing robes, and just this is surprisingly populated. Like, there's a lot of things going on right now.
All I want is that as Bub walks by, I want all the clothes to be like, "Hi, Bub. Hi, hi."
Funny enough,
It's great to see you. Glad you made it.
Funny enough, as soon as Bub walks in the door, half the kobolds look up and say, "Hi, Bub." The other half look up and say, "Hi, Bub."
Famous fella.
Oh, half of them don't like me. That's unusual.
How come?
How come they don't like you?
The question of the ages. Who
alright.
could not love Bub?
That's correct.
Doesn't look Bub.
Correct answer.
It's because of the Goodberry incident that happened a couple
The
years ago.
Goodberry incident of 1984.
Yeah, would I know
The fight of 87.
what my key is to?
The Bite of 87?
So you don't actually have a key at the moment, but you did while you were at the paperwork place. The lady mentioned to you to once you got to the college to mention that you lost your key and that you need a new one.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and do so.
So luckily, Bub, as you get here, you know where everything is, and Bub will just like guide you all to the front desk, essentially, where there's a fire ganassi floating in the an air ganassi floating in the air, who looks up, waves at you, Bub, and then simply goes, "And what are you doing here today, Bub?"
I lost my key and I need a new one. By that I mean I've been allowed to come back and I need a new one.
Ah, I see. The fire ganassi floats over to a shelf, pulls out a lockbox, comes over, reaches under a table, places a key in the lockbox, and the lockbox gives a hissing as it unseals, glowing briefly. Then the key is pulled out, put back away, and out comes a blue scale, which is given to Bub.
There was like a little hole on his chest, but there wasn't a scale.
Don't lose it now, Bub.
All right, I'll take the key.
Dude, bro.
Holds it up like Legend of Zelda. You got your blue scale. Da-na-na-na. You can now swim.
So,
Unique. There we go.
as you have the blue scale, now Bub can help you all go in and out of the College of Styrian rather easily. Without having to get a beholder in the face.
Yay!
Without getting beholdered.
I'm very concerned that this university has controls of beholders. That's like insane. Like, it's an insane level flex. Insane level flex.
We have friendly beholders. You have what now?
That's right. Exactly.
Well, I mean, there is that one like beholders like in D&D or something. That has,
I mean,
like,
if you're
two
talking about the
against
pet
80.
beholder things, they're not that. Unless you're talking, well, there is the fake beholders that just kind of happen if you fuck up a summoning spell, but I don't think that one was.
Oh, don't leave those guys alone. Those are adorable.
Oh no! I'm not talking about the grumpy ones. I'm talking about the fucked up, filled of with eyes, the color of little testicle ones. Not great. They just eat magical items. I hate them.
That's all they do. That's all they do. They just, what do? They just eat magical items, and then until you kill them.
That's basically what they do. They fucking just eat them.
So as
They suck magic.
So as the party is looking around the College of Asterium, You can see people flying on magic carpets. You can see things floating in the air. You can see beholders floating around, looking at students and kobolds, and then nodding and going over to other places. As you look straight up, there's like a spiral staircase that just goes all the way up.
That's gonna
Every
be-
wall is lined with a book as well.
This is gonna be a bitch to go through, isn't it?
Get a magic carpet.
Get a magic carpet. I can show
That
you
one-
my cock.
Uh-oh. That's not how that goes.
They got the wrong VHS
Shiny,
tape.
shimmering bee.
No, stop. Okay, stop. But alrighty, so the party, as you're looking around this place, eventually a blue dragonborn comes over. He's got a manacle on one eye. He's missing his other eye,
Ooh.
and he's got a broken horn. So one of his horns is broken off, and he's got a gold cloak on.
Fantastic.
Can we have a veteran here?
Welcome back, bub. How's the druidic studying?
Well, I went on many crazy adventures with these, my fellow adventurers, and I became much more powerful.
The dragonborn reaches onto his hip, grabs out, drops his hand into a bag of holding, and pulls out a piece of paper. He then holds it in front of him, and it's the letter of request to rejoin the college.
Oh no.
Shapeshift, you mongrel.
Show me what you can do, bub.
It's
Come on.
really powerful.
Show
I
me
want
your
to see
moves.
how you are very powerful.
Everyone here just sounds high all the time.
I
Yeah.
transform into boss fighter.
So you transform into the spider, correct?
Yep.
It's an arachnid, I guess.
So the blue dragonborn comes over and begins like prodding at you in your spider form, checking to see how accurate it is. He also shines a torch in your eyes to see how your vision works and other things. Then he nods, takes out a clipboard, and does a check. Got anything else, bub?
Hyena?
Yeah, so I'll go transform back and I go, this is really tiring, but
Come on,
Watch
show
him.
me how hard you've been working.
okay.
Damn, octopus. Boo.
Alright, I cast Patch Without Trace, and then I have my party members who aren't wearing heavy armor hide.
Oh, hide. Where hide?
You got
Wherever.
bookshelves. Whatever. It's a book.
Pass Without Trace, dude.
Go
Hide
behind the
wherever.
chair and squat.
Alright, 26. There we go.
Alrighty. So the blue dragonborn counts to 10, then looks up. Very good. Does a check on his clipboard, and then he holds out a dinner plate.
I'm gonna slap a good berry on the dinner plate.
Yeah.
He picks up the good berry, looks at it at all angles, and then in one bite takes a bite out of it. Welcome back home, bub. He says this, gives you a pat on the head, and walks away from you.
This is happiest day of Bub's life.
You did it.
You did it, little buddy.
Yeah, he just looks
Fine,
very
did it.
pleased with himself.
Delon walks over and taps him on the shoulder. Well done, old sport.
Hmm.
He then
He
comes
was a worthy
back.
opponent.
He then comes back a little bit later, and holds out a bucket and a mop to Bub.
Work?
Well, good luck.
With slight questioning and excitement in his voice. Work?
Those toilets aren't getting
You're gonna have to clean up some messes around here. After all, we have made quite a mess in the summoning chamber. But don't worry, we've already eradicated any problems that should be in there.
But the blue dragon is preoccupied with his research. He couldn't be bothered to check on even you, Bub, if he was too busy looking at his research. So make yourself busy until then.
Right,
And then
so I'm
he
gonna
walks
grab
away.
them up and charge towards the summoning chamber.
So when you get to the summoning chamber, Bub, it's just filled with all different colors and kinds of ichor and just this like stuff around. There's also scorch marks and other sorts of things, singed marks, some different scorch marks from acid damage and different things. Something clearly was summoned that didn't go right, but it was handled.
Indeed. All right, well, let's get to work.
Alrighty. So, Bub, I want you to roll me.
I have no idea what cleaning would be.
I'm trying to think about that as well.
Let's
Medics.
see.
Survival?
Survival.
So, let's see.
Religion.
So, Bub, roll me athletics even though you don't have it. So, roll me a d20.
9.
9. Okay. So, Bub, it takes you a few hours to clean the summoning chamber, but when you finish, the blue dragonborn comes back. He's eating an apple, and he reaches into the bag of holding on his side and pulls out a small bag and places it in your hand. Then he walks away.
What's in the bag?
As you open the bag, there is 20 copper and 1 silver.
Glorious.
Minimum wage, yay!
Honestly, an improvement for Bub, so. Alright, so y'all have a few hours to do whatever, I guess.
It's going from druid to janitor.
I mean, is there really any difference? No, I'm just kidding.
This is like a TV.
There's the
This would be like
grind.
a great underrated fantasy TV show where then they show up and after this big, like little bit early adventure, Bubba's finally reunited. It gets to be back. They hand him a buck and mug it, and they think, "Oh no, it's really sad." Like he's just a menial, and he just runs off and sees it, and he just goes, "I'm home."
Yeah,
And he-
finally has work again.
He finally, "You have given me work. Thank you, great blue dragon."
Literally, that's literally what it is.
Thank you, great blue dragon.
My
Is that it?
generous blue dragon companion's giving me work. That's all I wanted.
That's all I wanted.
The only thing he ever wanted. Work.
Exactly.
And then when he gets
Yeah.
horns, women.
So I guess we just have a couple time to fuck around and try to get what we need to do.
Yeah, you could basically like explore the library, look for something specific in here to do at the moment. Because the
Whoa.
dragon is occupied, and he'll be occupied until probably next session.
Occupied, so I
Mhm.
guess I could actually. Yeah, this is a library, a really big one, right?
Yes, very
The
big.
biggest library in all the world, my dude.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
cool.
actually
So-
true.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some research on the Kingsglaive done.
Mm.
Um,
All right. Make me an investigation or Arcana or History check.
I will do so
Yes.
as well, because I
Guess
must
who
also
doesn't
learn
have
of the
any
King's
of
Slave
these?
and dragons.
Luckily, you have all these books, so you can make it even if you don't have it here at the moment.
oh, okay. If that's the case, then I guess the best one would be what did you say again?
Damn.
It was. Oh, forget about it. I already did it.
History, Arcana, or Investigation.
History, Arcana, or Investigation.
Different skills will give a different answer.
All of them are -1.
So I have kind of sort of an
I'm gonna
idea
go
that
with Investigation. I got a 16.
All right, not bad.
I mean,
that's
yeah,
pretty good, actually.
if you're both like looking for the same thing,
I mean-
like, do you really need to like two rolls?
well,
I mean,
Yes,
specifically,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, additionally, the reason why I'm also gonna Dalon's probably gonna stay in Asterium for a while is in order to find the King's Glaive, she was sent off on a massive quest by his lady. I'm sure his lady, we can deliberate on that exactly what she said, Marshall, maybe later today, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure she suggested, oh, if you go to Asterium, I would recommend starting with Asterium. They have a library. If you finally get your way in it, it has a vast amount of knowledge where it can help you there. And I'm sure as she rubbed her claws together, that should give me a couple of months. A couple months where I don't have to deal with him. But I do hope he succeeds. So I imagine she had like a set amount of stuff that she wanted him to like go through and understand in order to start his quest. So he's like, all right, I have all these subjects. I need to learn.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, meanwhile, Baskerville's just kind of trying to find it not as fast as he can, but as soon as he can, because the only reason he's alive is because he had to find that shit. It's literally the reason he's living. So that's why it's pretty investigation, because he literally just wants to try to pinpoint where it is and try to get it.
So I'll start with Baskervilles, and then I'll go to what DeLon is looking for.
Honestly, man, we can even delay that to next session if you want to.
Yeah, that's fine. We're about to wrap up pretty shortly.
Yeah, I'd rather.
The goal here was to have every party member do a little thing here before, and I'll wrap it up after that.
Okay. I think that would be a good way to start next session, is just going over what they've been learning, and then finally the dragon gets made available well after, or like longer than they expected.
Sounds good. We could do that.
Yep.
I'll also give time in the meantime or something. I don't know.
True. I will though go over what Baskerville looked for.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Baskerville, as you're looking around for information on the Kingslave, you find that the library actually has multiple either tomes or codexes or districtations, papers, studies on the Kingsglaive. It's most of them. So some of them are penned by the Blue Dragon himself. Others still are penned by students at the college. And there is one that is penned by a man named Harkin.
Okay.
However, it's going to take you a bit to read most of these, but they all, from what you can tell from looking at them a bit cursorily at the moment, they all cover many of the same subjects, but they have different divergences in different ways.
Okay. So they're all kind of like Smoking Gun.
Yeah, they're all pretty good sources, but they all have clear difference of opinions on what the Kingslave is, or where it wound up, or where it came from.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better if I try to... There are several reasons why I want to talk to A, because he's a dragon, so he probably knows shit, and B, because the random guy in the street said that it's probably with a dragon, so I'm gonna ask him about it. But yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see. Gildos, do you want to do anything before we wrap up?
Yep. Well, while they're looking for things about the Kingsglaive in the library, I'm gonna take a less specific thing about learn a bit about magic and how to transfer magic into items, broadly speaking.
So as you look at
how it works mostly.
All right, so make me a investigation or history check or arcana check.
I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
All right. So how many inspirations have you used today? I think that's like your second or third.
Well, yeah, that's my second there.
Okay, so I think you have one more.
Yeah.
That's
But they
much
also
better.
rested. But they also rested.
True. And they did stay in and in, so they got
They
you
did.
get one back. That's right. So you still have I believe 2 left.
Yay.
All right. So with your 13 Gildos, you find very quickly that the method of making spells into items or similar things is an entire class here. It's an in-depth subject.
Right. So I have to be a student there, and that was really my plan. So, I'll stew on it. I'll think about it.
Alrighty. So with certain answers gotten, a horrible monstrosity of a not dragon killed, a prostitute having been, goods being bought, great
being
food
bought.
to be eaten, a good night's rest, and the introduction to Asterium, all having been done, and also now successfully making it to the College of Asterium with no problems having gotten there. Thank goodness. We're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good one. Bye-bye.